Hello everyone, this is Gregor, welcome to the stream. Thank you to JLC for reminding me that I had the wrong title on. And today we'll be doing Planescape Torment. Not much to say. If you've never heard of it, it's probably like one of the seminal computer RPGs of the late 90s. Thank you. This is annoying me a little bit. It won't stay. Yeah, and it's probably like it kind of like depends on like the day you ask me on, but it usually sits between like places 1, 2, and 3 in my top 5 best games of all time list. It's also the only one of the 5 that I haven't streamed yet, and yep, it's always on the shortlist when people talk about the best narrative game of all time. Yes, it is. It is first of all the only example I can think of a game that does the amnesia angle right. So that's kind of like important as a jumping off point for this. So before I get started, just out of like the sake of completion, we've already streamed the other 4 of my top 5, which is like Deus Ex, Eternal Darkness, System Shock 2, and what's it called, like Theme Hospital. Those are like the 4. This is number 5, Planescape Torment, and yeah, it's probably like the big one. I have no idea how like the streams are gonna work for this. I really do hope it's gonna be, okay. Important to note, I'm running the enhanced edition mainly because I don't care about modding the original, which I do also own. That's like a big loud. Just like let this like play out, and then we'll just like start talking and adjust the volume a little bit as well. Also keep the flashbacks in mind for later. These are all plot important. Deaders pushing deaders, yes. So I will say this is one of those games that I kind of like play a bit like every few years. Same with the other 4. So yeah, I have very definite opinions about this game. And I hope to kind of like persuade you of the same by the end of the streams. So first order of business is to lower things down a little bit, cause yep, this game is loud. So yeah, Planescape Torment. Been spending most of our life in Dustman's Paradise. You know, I'm just gonna BRB just for a moment. Yep, sorry about that. I just needed to dig something up. And that's this. Yep, sorry. This. It's actually like the third game I ever like bought for like the, you know, PC at the time that I could actually afford to buy games on my own. It's actually like a manual as well, which is very not helpful. It's like a very thin manual for like a an interplay or like Black Isle game, I guess. Considering that the Baldur's Gate 1 came with like about like this thick and had like bestiarian spells and stuff. So this is like basically like a starter guide more than a full manual of the time. But the box did also come with a poster which I have like framed in the other room. I can't like take it down about, you know. 20, 30 odd, no, hold on, it's like 99, so it's like 20 odd years after this game came out, I still have the poster like framed, so that should probably tell you how much I like this game. The next epic RPG from Black Isle Studios, the producers of Baldur's Gate. Yep, there you go. Okay, nice. I'm just gonna go put it here so we can see it. Let's get back to the game now. Sorry, I'm just like I like to show off because I really like this game. So yeah, Planescape Torment, a Infinity Engine game in like the very loosest sense, and also I believe the only one to have a named character called the Nameless One that you can actually customize like however the hell you want. Like character points instead of just like rolling dice all the time. And this is kind of important because that means that I get to do something very interesting, which is, oh wait, we can go under. Oh, okay. I did not remember this. I thought you could go under 8. Huh. That's weird. Didn't you used to be able to like lower these? That's weird. Yeah, I'm like going intellect, wisdom, charisma. That's like, as far as I'm concerned, that's like the only right way to play this. Just like go like 16 all. That feels like right. So a few things. Wisdom, primarily in other like Forgotten Realms. Well, D&D settings is a cleric stat. In this one, it's mainly for dialogue, but it also affects how much XP we get. So that's like a very important one to have. Also, recalling memories is something very important to this game, so that's again something we would love to have a lot of. Intelligence is going to be for dialogue, and I am going to push into mage because that's like I somehow failed to go like full mage every single other time I've played this game. I've done like warrior rogue, warrior mage, all 3 of them, but I've never gone like full mage, and I kind of want to because there are like some spells that you can only cast that are like level 9 if you are sufficiently high enough in level, and one of them is the Mechanus Cannon and Celestial Host, and what was like the other one? We'll get there eventually. Same for charisma. We are like basically a dialogue machine. This kind of means that combat is not our strong suit, and thankfully doesn't need to be most of the time. Constitution would be nice to have like a bit higher, but the nice thing about this game is that you can actually pick up a lot of stat increases over the course of the game, and a lot of them actually come from dialogue options, so this is why we're kind of like giving it's giving us like a lot more options. Toki no Jutsu. That's actually a nice way to describe it, but yeah. Generally, I usually... Oh, holy crap. Lecture, thank you for the resub. So high. Thank you for the 10 months. Wow. Give me a heart attack again. Thank you. Nice. But yeah, we can get a lot of stat increases in the game, like on the 6 main stats, and that's kind of uncharacteristic of what usually happens in Infinity Engine games. And a lot of those options come from dialogue, which means that starting with like high whiz and charisma gives me more options to get those extra stats. Also, hi, Gnome Jodas. Yes, remind me of the Mentalist, took yourself out of any dangerous situation. Well, it's not as in-depth as that, but... Well, I'm not gonna spoil it, but the ending of the game can change if I have the correct stats and I know the correct info.
Hey,
so there we go.
You okay? You playing corpse or you putting the blinds on the dusties? I thought you were a deader for sure.
Yep. So this is... Yes, exactly. There we go. JLC knows what's up. So this is how we start. We start in the Mortuary. We don't know that it's a mortuary yet, but it is a place where they put the dead, wherever we are. We don't know who we are. We don't know what's going on. This guy is called Mort. Or like Morte. I don't know how that's pronounced, like Morty. Yeah. So I'm gonna like need the voice. I've gained a level. Okay, there we go. Who are you? Who am I? How about you start? Who are you? So I'm just like gonna go like for the like lawful good options here because I kind of like them, and because Chaotic Evil is kind of, well, a shitty character overall. I think if you try to like go to like neutrally, it kind of like shows you as like a pragmatist, but yeah. Silent E, Mort. Okay, fair enough. I don't know. I can't remember. You can't remember your name? Well, next time you spend the night in this burg, go easy on the bub. Name's Mort. I'm trapped here too. Go for a French accent? Yeah, but it doesn't have like the... It's not accented, so... I don't know if you like do like the Morte thing. And I don't remember if his name is actually spoken in like voiced dialogue anywhere in the game. But yeah, I'm just like gonna go like this. You mean only the name? Yeah, I mean fair enough. Yeah, but like I said, there's like no accent on the E. So I don't know if that's actually how it's supposed to be pronounced. Okay, let's see. Trapped? Yeah, since you haven't had time to get your legs yet, here's the chant. I've tried all the doors and this room is locked tighter than a chastity belt. We're locked in where? Where is this place? It's called the Mortuary. It's a big black structure with all the architectural charm of a pregnant spider. The Mortuary? But am I dead? Not from where I'm standing. You got scars aplenty though. Looks like some Burke painted you with a knife. All the more reason to give this place the laugh before whoever carved you up comes back to finish the job. Scars. How bad are they? Well, the carvings on your chest aren't too bad, but the ones on your back... Say, looks like you got a whole tattoo gallery on your back, Chief. Spells out something. Tattoos on my back? What do they say? Looks like you come with directions. Morte clears his throat. I don't get why Morte clears his... He doesn't have a throat. What the... Let's see here. It starts with... I know you're feeling like... I know you feel like you've been drinking a few kegs of Styx Wash, but you need to center yourself. Among your possessions is a journal that will shed some light on the dark of the matter. Farod can fill you in on the rest of the chant if he's not in the dead book already. Farod? Does it say anything else? Yeah, there's a bit more. Let's see. It goes on. Don't lose the journal or we'll be up in Styx again. And whatever you do, do not tell anyone who you are or what happens to you, or they'll put you on a quick pilgrimage to the crematorium. Do what I tell you. Read the journal, then find Farod. No wonder my back hurts. There's a damn novel he written there. As for that journal I'm supposed to have with me, was there one with me when I was lying there? No, you were stripped to the skins when you arrived here. Besides, looks like you got enough of a journal penned on your body. What about Farod? Do you know him? Nobody I know, but then again I don't know many people. Still, some Burks gotta know where to find Farod. Once we get out of here, that is. How do we get out of here? Well, all the doors are locked, so we'll need the key. Chances are one of the walking corpses in this room has it. Yeah, so this is kind of like a bit slow here because this whole like first floor also acts as like a tutorial. So there's gonna be a lot of like the Metal Gear thing where like a character says something and we repeat it back to them as a question. Like the Metal Gear guy, walking corpses, Metal Gear. Yep. Yeah, the mortuary keepers use dead bodies as cheap labor. The corpses are dumb as stones, but they're harmless, and they won't attack you unless you attack first. Is there some other way? I don't want to kill them just for a key. What, you think it's going to hurt their feelings? They're dead. But if you want a bright side to this, if you kill them, at least they'll have a rest before their keepers raise them up to work again. Well, alright. Oh, I'll take one of them down and get the key. Well, before you do that, arm yourself first. I think there's a scalpel on one of those shelves over there. Alright, I'll go look for one. One last thing. Those corpses are slow as molasses, but getting punched by one of them is like being kissed by a battering ram. If they start getting an edge on you, remember you can run, and they can't. Use it to keep some distance if you need to recover. Alright, thanks for the advice. Wait, what? Oh, this is new? Yeah, I know all of this, thank you. I have played this game before, thank you very much. So I'm gonna like increase the tooltip delay just a little bit. I don't know what the frame rate is. Huh. The slider allows to increase the frame rate at which a game runs by speeding up all aspects of the gameplay. Oh. No, I want the original. What? Heal on rest. No. Max HP on level up. No. Always run. Yes. Smooth area transitions. If the setting is turned on, the name of the destination will be displayed when you arrive at an area. The game will also fade out and in when transitioning between areas. Nope. We do not want that. Show enemy health status. Yeah, this is kind of useful. Enable cloud saves. Do we want to do that? I haven't had much good what's it called? Haven't had like much good like experience with this, so I don't really want to do that. It's like auto pause, set on party member, character hit weapon unusable. No, that's fine. Assign keys, no, that's fine. Feedback, mark your feedback maximum. Okay, that's okay. Just like increase the font size. Yeah, that's a lot better. Contrast, yeah. Sprite outlines. I don't. We'll see how this looks. And double-side cursors. Oh, yes, baby. Yes, thank you. It's like one of the annoying things about this game is that like in this resolution it kind of looks very compressed. It never used to look this zoomed out. I mean, I guess they upscaled the graphics, so that's fine, I guess. Also, they put the Baldur's Gate 2 outline thingy from like on the Infinity Engine. I'm pretty sure the game didn't used to have this. And as far as I remember, with there we go. With tab, you can actually. Yeah, I'm not gonna be doing that. I will try to not do that. So, let's see. We run. Oh, no. Hold on. Yep. We are going to turn the frame rate back up a bit. There we go. That's much better. So yeah, let's see. A system of rails is running through the whole room. It looks like the slabs in the room can be moved around on these rails. Looks like someone is in the middle of dissecting this corpse. This corpse looks like someone turned it inside out. A machine at the head on the table has peeled the skin off the forehead to give direct access to the skull. A bloody cloth covers the remains of this corpse. Actually, this is like a lot more zoomed out than it should be. And I kind of wonder if this actually makes... There's like a character later on, which is in fact the only ranged character that you can get in the game. Ranged party member, that is. Whose name is Nordom, I think? Modron Nordom. Yeah, Nordom. So... he was generally regarded as like the worst character to have in your party because of how zoomed the game was. So... it kind of like made initiating ranged combat a bit useless. Unless you kind of like jumped through a few hoops to kind of get stuff done, and yeah, that's not very fun. All right, you found the scalpel. Now go get those corpses, and don't worry, I'll stay back and provide valuable advice. Maybe you could help me, Mort. Mort, I will be helping you. Good advice is hard to come by. I mean, helping attacking the corpse. Me? I'm a romantic, not a soldier. I just get in the way. So I have tried this. It's like entirely possible to finish the entire area without Mort helping you out, because you didn't like choose the correct dialogue options to get him to participate. But at the end, he's kind of like forced if you haven't, and there's like a trigger for that. But we need all the help we can get, so I'm just gonna coerce him into doing it. Me? I'm a romantic, not a soldier. I just get in your way. When I attack this corpse, you better be right there with me, or you'll be the next thing that I plunge this scalpel in. Alright, I'll help you. I'm glad we understand each other. Time to introduce these corpses to the second death, then. Well, not yet, actually. Just like get a few bandages. So, I want you to keep this area here in mind for later on. It might be a while later on, but it's going to be important in one of the upcoming streams. So let's see. Equip the scalpel for now. Put some bandages in the quick menu thing. Also, it's a good time to note that Mort cannot equip any weapons or other accessories because he is a skull and has nothing to put them on. However, he can bite enemies for now. His default weapon is called Mort's Bite. It does 1 to 3 piercing damage. It has a very fast speed of 1. The lower the speed, the faster the attacks, by the way. It's a fist proficiency. Don't ask. Mort's Bite is lethal, and he can masticate someone to death. As long as his quick weapon slots are not all filled, Mort can always select Bite as his current weapon. And there's like a lot of notes here. Like he can equip teeth, yes, but I mean, he can't equip any weapons, though. Teeth are not weapons. Like, you know, there are very few teeth in the game. There's like 4 or 5. And you can eventually talk him into evolving his teeth to become more powerful. Like, I don't think it's like the default teeth or if it's like one of the teeth that you find in the game. I think it's like one of the teeth you find in the game. But anyway, we will see that a bit later. Let's see. Mort's attack is his default attack. Although the amount of damage he can do with his bite is relatively small, it allows him to attack quickly, which can infuriate any mage who's trying to cast a spell. Because this game works on the second edition of D&D rules, every attack on a caster has a chance to not interrupt. It is interrupt, but it's like has a chance to make them lose their concentration, which interrupts the cast, or rather, it makes the cast fizzle. But yeah, while he can have quick items, which I don't know how he can hold, he cannot equip any other item. You see, like all of these slots are blank, while the nameless one has actual icons over them. And yeah, this is like a same rules as Baldur's Gate. Yeah, it's the same engine and by the same people, so yeah, more or less the same. In Planescape Torment, there are some intricacies to the combat system, mainly because they've kind of tweaked it a bit. Yeah, this is like the other thing I was gonna say. So, for those of you that were here on my Baldur's Gate Enhanced Edition streams, you will remember that armor class is what determines if you get hit or not. And if you weren't here, just know that the lower your AC is, the harder you are to hit. And it does go into the negatives at some point. But yeah, armor class 2 is like very low. It basically means that after modifiers, you need like the person that is trying to hit you rolls like a d20, I think, and they need to either roll like a 1 or a 2 to hit you. Yeah, we eventually want everyone in the negatives. Although I don't think you can actually get everyone in the negatives. I mean, I'm sure Anna goes negative because of like her dexterity. but I am also very sure that Grace can never go below 0. Well, unless you kind of disregarding buffs and stuff. The con can go to, I want to say it's like -5 if you like play all of the dialogues correctly. Valor can go up to -6, I think. Yeah, we'll see. I mean, it's important just to note that this is like the hit points, 20 hit points for Mort, 20 hit points for the Nameless One, which is, by the way, what our character is known as, our protagonist. And the lower the armor class, the better we go. There we go. That's like a bit better. This is the money we have. These are like Baldur's Gate, like Infinity Engine games. This is like what items are at our feet when we go into the inventory. These are our weapon slots. And all of this is going to fill with a variety of mostly disgusting items that we can equip, including the Nameless One's eyeball. This is your eye. It looks like it's seen better days. And yeah, we will get a chance to swap that out at some point. Spoilers. So let's see. So right click, I think, examines. No. Don't actually remember, but there are like a few things that you can get around here. So basically, the game kind of like wants you to attack with like the Nameless One to get the key to exit this place. However, we can try talking to some of them, and we will be paying very close attention to what's being said on screen, because a lot of this you can actually come back later and take advantage of in one way or another. Not that many D&D adventures give you an eye equip slot. I think it's like this is like the only one, and I think this is probably like the only one I can remember in the Infinity Engine, at least, that allows you to put earrings on as well. And tattoos. Equipable tattoos. This shambling corpse looks like it's been dead for several years. The skin along its forehead has peeled back, revealing its chalk white skull. Someone has chiseled the number 569 into the exposed bone. Examine the corpse. The corpse doesn't appear to be carrying a key, and it doesn't look like it would be able to use one if it did. Its fingers are broken, as if someone smashed them with a hammer. You do happen to notice that its left shoulder is heavily bandaged. The bandages must still be usable if the corpse was disposed of first. Guess you don't have it. You don't happen to know which of your other corpse friends has the key out of this place. Chief, they can't hear you, right? They're dead. But you're dead, and you're talking to me. Yeah, but I'm special. Death couldn't kill my zest for life. These corpses here, they probably didn't have much personality to begin with. Look, Chief, watching you trying to swap the chant with... Damn it. Look, Chief, watching you trying to swap the chant with those corpses isn't doing much for my morale. Let's leave the cops talking for the barmies, alright? Alright, let's go. So it's like one of them that we can get a key of, and another one we can get like a thing because we have the scalpel. This corpse's head lolls back and forth on its shoulders. Judging from the angle of its neck, it looks like this man may have been hanged. The number 825 has been painted on the side of its head. Okay. Examine the corpse. The corpse is carrying nothing, but you happen to notice its hands are heavily bandaged. The bandages might be usable if the corpse was disposed of first. Leave the corpse in pieces, like one of them that has it. There you go. The corpse stops and stares blankly at you as we approach. The number 782 is carved on his forehead, and his lips have been stitched together. The faint smell of formaldehyde emanates from the body. Okay, let's examine. This corpse looks like it's the one with the key. It's holding it tightly in his left hand. Its thumb and forefinger locked around it in a death grip. Like this. It looks like you'll need to hack the corpse's hand off to free of the key. It's like a way to...
What's up?
Oh yeah, Mort also has the ability Litany of Skulls. This is kind of like important. I'm going to be using it a lot. Litany of Curses. Range 50 feet, duration 10 seconds per level. Mort can draw upon his repertoire of insults to taunt an opponent into lowering his guard and attacking. The target suffers penalties to hit and damage when enraged. This spell cannot target undead creatures. Magic resistance does not affect this spell. The target does get a saving throw versus spells to resist the effect, however. While the target is taunted, the target suffers a -2 to hit and a -2 to AC, and a -2 to damage as long as the Litany of Curses is in effect. This special ability can only be used by Mort. Yeah, it's kind of like a taunt. Takes advantage of his low
Sure, why not?
armor class. This looks like the lucky petitioner here, Chief. Look, he's got the key there in his hand. Yep. I need that corpse. Oh, damn it. Oh, yeah, that's right. This is not the one that we have to... Yes. That was my bad. That's like for later. This door is locked. You will need a key. Yep, this part of the game is like heavily kind of like railroaded here. But yeah, we got the key and we... I can't actually play it like this. Damn it. Where's the zoom thing? Oh. Wait, it actually shows you the alignment here? That's nice. And you can have him learn more. Yes, that's amazing. That's like the best mechanic in the game. So yeah, there will be cases in the game where we find characters that are very foul-mouthed. And we can ask Mort to learn off of them. And that makes his Litany of Curses even stronger. Yes. I think it increases its effects. It buffs the penalties that they suffer. Oh, there we go. So I think the original resolution was kind of like this. It feels like about right. So I'm gonna play it like this. It's like you can barely see to the edge of the screen through the fog of war. Psst. Some advice, Chief. I'd keep it quiet from here on. No need to put any more corpses in the dead book than necessary. Especially the femmes. Plus killing them might draw the caretakers here. I don't think you mentioned it before. Who are these caretakers? Oh my god, my voice. Oh, I should not be trying to do the Nameless One's voice. They call themselves the Dustmen. You can't miss them. They have an obsession with black and rigor mortis of the face. They're an adult bunch of ghoulish death worshippers. They believe everybody should die, sooner better than later. I'm confused. Why do these Dustmen care if I escape? Were you listening? I said the Dusties believe everybody's gotta die, sooner better than later. You think the corpses you've seen are happier in the dead book than out of it? The voiceless one from now on? Yeah, that's gonna be me at like the end of all these streams. Like, oh, okay, that's like a... Well done, that's like actually a very good one. Oh, that was a nice one. Thank you. Okay, give me just a moment. The voiceless one. Nice. The corpses I've seen here, where did they all come from? Death visits the plains every day, Chief. These shamblers are all that's left of those poor sods who sold their bodies to the caretakers after death. So he's like one of the problems with this game. It's got a lot of looping dialogue. There's like literally in 90% of the dialogues in the game, you can actually ask the same questions in a different way and you get the same answer. So if I were to enlighten me who are these caretakers thing, it would take me back to explain who the Dustmen are, which is fine because it gives the illusion that the characters aren't just like mechanical puppets that parrot the same 4 or 5 sentences. They have like different ways of asking the same things depending on what you already chose to ask. But the problem is that it does link to a lot of repetition if you don't know you know, like what's going on with like the dialogue system. It's not a major problem for me, obviously, but it does lead to some repetition, maybe accidentally at some point, so just like keep that in mind. Before you said something about making sure I didn't kill any female corpses. Why? Are you serious? Look, Chief, these dead cheats are the last chance for a couple of hardy bashers like us. We need to be chivalrous. No hacking them up for keys, no lopping their limbs off, things like that. Last chance? What are you talking about? Chief, they're dead. We're dead. See where I'm going? Eh? Eh? You can't be serious. Chief, we've already got an opening line with these limping ladies. We've all died at least once. We'll have something to talk about. They appreciate men with our kind of death experience. Wait, didn't you say before that I'm not dead? Well, alright, you might not be dead, but I am. And from where I'm standing, I wouldn't mind sharing a coffin with some of these fine, sinewy cadavers I see here. Gross. Mort starts clagging his teeth as if in anticipation. Of course, the caretakers will have to part with them first, and that's not likely. Alright. I'll try to remember that. Look, Chief, it's obvious that you're still little adult after your kiss with death, so I got two bits of advice for you. One, if you got questions, ask me, alright? Oh, fine. Second, if you're half as forgetful as you seem to be, start writing stuff down. Whenever you come across something that might be important, jot it down so you don't forget. I mean, if I had that journal I was supposed to have with me, I'd do that. Start a new one then, Chief. No loss. There's plenty of parchment and ink around here to last you. Alright, it couldn't hurt. I'll make a new one then. Use it to keep track of your movements. If you ever start to get cloudy on important things like who you are, or more importantly, who I am, use it to refresh your memory.
Updated my journal.
Oh, there we go. Updated my journal. Yeah, we were gonna like be hitting that a lot. Updated my journal. Updated my journal. Okay, got it. Sorry, got it. Find Farod. From what Mort read on the directions tattooed on my back, I need... Oh, never mind. From what Mort read on my directions tattooed on my back, I need to find someone named Farod. I'm not certain where to start looking. Hopefully asking some of the locals of this strange place will allow me to track him down. And from what Mort read on my directions there on my back, I was supposed to have a journal with me when I woke up in the mortuary. I better find it. Hopefully it can help me figure out what's going on. Also, yeah, we can actually get like a small description of everyone. Yeah, so these will all kind of build up the more we play the game. Like a lot of stuff gets added here as you learn more about the characters. You are nameless. You awoke on the sub in the mortuary in Sigil, covered in scars and tattoos, your memory gone. Who has done this to you and why? You don't know yet, but you're going to find out. Also, yeah, male zombie, female zombie, and yeah, it doesn't offer much of like value as like quest or like mechanically wise, but it's like a nice bit of lore that you can actually find every single monster that you like, or every single enemy you encounter in the game, you can find them in the NPC tab, and you know, every party member has their own entry as well. Yep. So we are going to be talking to everyone. The shambling corpse gazes at you with vacant eyes. Her skin is paper thin, almost wispy. It's like someone draped a sheet of cobwebs across her frame. The number 594 has been scratched on her forehead with a charcoal pencil. So, doing anything later? Farewell then. Psst. You see the way she was looking at me? Huh? You see that? The way she was following the curve of my occipital bone? Yeah. Oh, you mean that blank-eyed beyond the grave stare? What? Are you blind? She was scouting me out. It was shameless the way she wanted me. So how much of a jerk do we want to be to Mort? I really don't want to, because I kind of like know all of their backstories. So like, I feel a bit sorry for them. So I'm just gonna be nice. I think you're imagining things. She's a zombie, a corpse, a dead person. You probably didn't even register to her senses. Yeah, whatever. When you've been dead as long as I have, you know the signals. They may have been too subtle for you to pick up on, but that's why I'm spending my nights with some luscious recently dead shit while you're standing around going, huh? What's going on? Where's my memories? Whatever, Mort, let's go. The left side of this woman's face looks as if it was caved in with a club, and her flesh sags in bruised, swollen clumps over her ruined skull. The number 626 has been stitched onto the corpse's right cheek just below the eye. Nasty one you've got there. Oh well. Yep. So we are actually just like taking stock of all of these for later. The corpse is lumbering along a triangular path. Once it reaches one of the corners of the triangle, it pauses, then turns and staggers towards the next corner. It has 965 tattooed on the side of its skull. As you approach, it halts and stares at you. Heh! Looks like someone forgot to tell this sort to stop working the rule of threes. What do you mean? These corpses don't have much left in the attic, so they can't do more than one task at a time. When they're told to do something, they'll keep doing it until someone tells them to stop. This poor sod probably finished some task and they forgot to tell him. Okay. Who gives them their commands? Either one of the caretakers here, or whatever necromancer raised them out of the dead book. Probably one of the caretakers here. They're the ones who need the cheap labor after all. I see. What was that you said before? About the rule of threes? Eh? Well, the rule of threes is one of those laws about the planes where things tending to happen in threes, or everything composed of 3 parts, or there's always 3 choices and so on and so forth. You don't sound like you hold much faith in it. It's a lot of wash if you ask me. If you look for a number, any number, and try to attach some great meaning to it, you're going to find plenty of coincidences. So, by the way, if you haven't noticed, all of our dialogue choices up until now in this discussion have been in threes. I see. Understood. I wanted to examine the zombie a bit more. Blah 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 blah. So, what are you? Why are you working a triangle? Yep. I'm just gonna do this a bit later. Hey, receiving room logbook. This huge logbook lists mortuary procedures in a tight, crabbed script. All shells entering the mortuary are to be delivered to the receiving room and logged with the scribe on duty before being embalmed or cremated. The records are to be checked to determine if the shell is one of the contracted, and if so, do not prepare the shell. Move the shell to one of the preparation rooms, contact the scribe on duty, and notify him that the contracted shell is to be raised. Be certain that the shell is thoroughly stripped of its possessions before being sent to the preparation rooms. The contracted workers are intended for simple manual labor and do not have the capacity to search and strip a shell. The faction is not responsible for any possessions lost or items stolen by collectors who have brought the shells to the mortuary. The shell's possessions are to be stored in the receiving room until an initiate can be sent to claim them. Please catalog all possessions in the logbook. Following this list is thousands of entries of bodies that have been sent to the receiving room. As you flip to the rest of the book, however, you notice the last page has been cut out. Important? Why, yes. It is. Don't remember if you can actually ask Mort about this.
You, Chief?
What's eating you, Chief? Okay, I need to be a bit more nasal with this. How do I use these bandages? Well, you use them, staunch bleeding and all that.
Hey, what's eating you, Chief?
Yep. Oh, show more. Oh well, nothing at the moment. Let's talk to this guy. The corpse is shuffling from slab to slab, bandaging the corpses lying there. The number 396 is carved into his left temple, and his lips are stitched closed. You notice the corpse is carrying a roll of bandages in its hand. The bandages look usable. Mind if I borrow those bandages? Okay, let's try and take them. Gained item. You snake your hand in and out and take the roll of bandages from the corpse's hand. The corpse doesn't even seem to notice. It continues going through the motions of bandaging the bodies. Yep. The corpse is shuffling from slab to slab, bandaging the corpses laying there. It is still carrying on about its duties, even without bandages. Sorry about taking those bandages from you. It's just that I need them more than the bodies here. Also coins, also fist irons, which I don't think is actually like a better weapon. It's like 2 for crashing versus 1 3. No, it is same speed as well. This crude iron bar is designed to slip over the fist, with the thick portion resting in the palm and the iron ring facing outwards over the knuckles. While wearing these fist irons, a single punch can shatter someone's jaw. Many weapons in Torment do similar amounts of damage, but the type of damage each weapon does varies. Some creatures are more vulnerable to certain types of damage than others. If your current weapon isn't doing much damage against a creature, chances are it is resistant to it. Switch off weapons to see which one works best. So yeah, crushing is like generally best against like undead, mostly kind of like skeletons, while piercing is better against fleshy targets. So that's going to be a bit of a consideration later on. Okay, let's stick to the north side first, because going south there's like a trigger there. The smell of formaldehyde emanating from this corpse is particularly strong. It smells like it was applied recently and with good reason. This corpse appears to be in an advanced state of decay. Her jaw is missing and some of the flesh has slid off her skull, revealing the number 1072 chiseled into the bone. I think this one's seen better days. The corpse that doesn't respond to your voice. In fact, the fact it has no jaw may have something to do with it. Whoops. The number one... Oh, wait. This one is has got the note. The number 1201 has been inked on the forehead of this corpse and the ink has run down its eyes, cheeks and jaw. As you follow the ink tears down the corpse's face, you notice it has run into the stitching stealing the corpse's lips and has caught on what looks like the corner of a note stuck out of the corpse's mouth. Try to like pull the note out. The note has mingled with the acorn in the zombie's mouth. If you try to pull the paper out through the cross stitches, it would tear the paper to shreds. Hacking up the corpse together, it looks like it will destroy the note. You'll need to find a delicate way to remove the stitches before removing the note. So this is where we start using items in conversation as well. Use the scalpel to cut through the stitches. And 250 XP. In fact, you will hear this XP sound a lot in conversations. You deftly slice through the stitches, You deftly slice through the stitches, sealing the corpse's mouth, and the jaw sags open. You carefully pull the note from the corpse's mouth. Despite the condition of the paper, the writing on it still appears legible. To read notes, books, or scrolls, place them in your inventory, then right-click on them to bring up their information panel. Examine the corpse again. Yep. The number 1201 has... Oh! Wait, what? Click Brawl Stars, wait, what? The frick is this? Subscribed? Huh? What? What? Subscribed? What the frick just does subscribed mean? Okay, let me just disable the alerts for a moment, because I have no idea what's going on there. Let me just like check. Twitch alert, Streamlabs. Oh, yeah. What on earth is going on? What does subscribe mean? Because like I'm pretty sure like subscriptions are actually not that alert. I'm like very curious now. Let's see what my creator dashboard says. Because Streamlabs is acting up. See activity. Yeah, there's like nothing here. Did Streamlabs just like have a conniption or something? Okay, let me just like redo the alerts. Yeah, it's not logging into Streamlabs. Okay. No more followers or subscribers than usual. So yeah. There's some things wrong with this. Oh well. I'm just like gonna leave the Streamlabs thing on just to see what's going on. Let's see. Sorry about... Wow. Wow. My voice. Sorry about slicing those stitches. I just had to see what was in your mouth. I'm sorry. I'll like speak with this one. This female corpse is making the rounds from slab to slab in the room. Her hair is knotted into a long braid and looped around her neck like a noose. Holy crap. This is the correct alert. No, Jodas, thank you for the follow. See, it's like what actually is supposed to happen. I don't know what like the other ones were. Someone has stenciled the numbers 1096 onto her forehead and her lips have been stitched closed. Nice braid. Farewell then. This walking corpse has the number 1094 carved into its forehead. Its mouth has been soon tightly shut, and the chemical reek of first formaldehyde hangs in an overpowering cloud around it. Despite the pallid, sunken features and lifeless milky eyes, it is clear that this was once a handsome young man. So, seen anything interesting going on? And you might wonder why I take the time to talk to all of them. You will see soon why exactly. Let's talk to Dal. This scribe looks very old. His skin is wrinkled and he has a slight trace of yellow, like old parchment. Charcoal grey eyes lie within an angular face, and a large white beard flows down the front of his robes like a waterfall. His breathing is ragged and irregular, but even his occasional coughing does not slow the scratching of his quill pen. Whoa! Wow! Whoa! Hey, what's up, Chief? Yeah. Whoa, Chief, what are you doing? I was going to speak to the scribe. He might know something about how I got here. Look, rattling your bone box with dusty should be the last thing. Oh. Before Mort can finish his rant, the scribe begins coughing violently. After a moment or two, the coughing spell dies down, and the scribe's breathing resumes its ragged wheeze. And we especially shouldn't be swapping the chant with the sick dusties. Come on, let's leave. The quicker we give this place the laugh, the better. The weight of the years hangs heavy upon me, restless one. But I do not yet count deafness among my ailments. Restless one, do you know me? Know you? There's a trace of bitterness in the scribe's voice as he speaks. I have never known you, restless one, no more than you have known yourself. He is silent for a moment. For you have forgotten, have you not? Who are you? As always the question. And the wrong question as always. He bows slightly, but the movement suddenly sends him into a bout of coughing. He pauses for a moment, catching his breath. I am Dal. Perhaps you can answer some questions for me, Dal.
Updated my journal.
Very well. What do you wish to know? What is this place? You are in the mortuary, restless one. Just like raise the volume here, because I'm gonna be doing a bit of a whisper. You are in the mortuary, restless one. Again, you have come. Before you can finish, Dal breaks into a fit of coughing. After a moment, he calms himself and his breathing resumes its ragged wheeze. This is the waiting room for those about to depart the shadow of this life. Tell me about the mortuary. This is where the dead are brought to be interred or cremated. It is our responsibility as dustmen to care for the dead, those who have left the shadow of life and walk the path of true death. Dal's voice drops in concern. Your wounds must have exacted a heavy toll if you do not recognize this place. It is almost your home. Wait, shadow of life? Yes, a shadow. You see, restless one, this life, it is not real. Your life, my life, they are shadows, flickerings of what life once was. This life is where we end up after we die, and here we remain, trapped, caged, until we can achieve the true death. Wait, true death? True death is non-existence, a state devoid of reason, of sensation, of passion. Dal coughs and gives a ragged breath. A state of purity. Sounds like oblivion. Why would anyone want that? Is it worse than remaining in the shadow of what life once was? I think not. Fine. Tell me more about the tell me more about the mortuary. Oh god. Yep, there goes my voice. Nice. This is where the dead are brought to be interred or cremated. I've read this already. Okay. Dustmen? We dustmen are a faction, a gathering of those of us that recognize the illusion of this life. We await the next life and help others on their journey. Perhaps you can explain why the dustmen want me dead. It is said there are souls who can never attain the true death. Death has forsaken them, and their name shall never be penned in the dead book. To awake from death as you have done suggests that you are one of those souls. Your existence is unacceptable to our faction. Unacceptable? That doesn't sound like it leaves me in a good position. You must understand, your existence is a blasphemy to them. Many of our faction will order you cremated, if they were aware of your affliction. You're a dustman, but you don't seem to be in favor of killing me. Why not? Because forcing our beliefs upon you is not just. You must give up this shadow of life on your own, not because we force you to. Dal looks about to break into another coughing jag, but he manages to hold it in with some effort. As long as I remain at my post, I will protect your right to search for your own truth. Okay, well, what is your post? I am a scribe, a cataloger of all shells that come to the mortuary. Dal coughs again and takes a deep breath. As long as the stream of corpses flows through the mortuary, I shall remain at my post. You say that I have been here more than once. How is it that the dustmen do not recognize me?
Updated my journal.
I am the one that catalogs the shells that come to our halls, restless one. Dal breaks into a fit of coughing, then steadies himself. Only I see the faces of those that lie upon our slabs. The dark of your existence lies safe with me. Okay? I have some other questions. And I've updated my journal. Okay. How did I get here? Dal snorts in contempt as if he finds this memory repugnant. Your moldy chariot ferried you to the mortuary, restless one. You would think you were royalty based on the number of loyal subjects that lay stinking and festering upon the cart that carried you. I arrived here on a cart?
Updated my journal.
Yes, your body was somewhere in the middle of the heap, sharing its fluids with the rest of the mountain of corpses. Dal breaks into another violent fit of coughing, finally catching his breath minutes later. Your seneschal Farod was, as always, pleased to accept a few moldy cobbers to dump the lot of you at the mortuary gate. Who is this Farod? He's a collector of the dead. Dal draws a ragged breath, then continues. We have such people in our city that scavenge the bodies of those who have walked the path of true death and bring them to us so that we may be interred properly. Where can I find this Farod? If events persist as they have, restless one, you have a much greater chance of Farod finding you and bringing you to us again before you find whoever ooze puddle he wallows in this time. Oh well, nevertheless, I must find him. A slight warning creeps into Dal's tone. Do not seek out Farod, restless one. I am certain that it will simply come full circle again, with you none the wiser, and Farod a few cobbers richer. Accept death, restless one. Do not perpetuate your cycle of misery. I have to find him. Do you know where he is?
My journal.
Oh, hey, Alex. Sorry. Hey, Alex. Hi, how's it going? How are we doing today? My fellow, I need to bring more water. Because, oh my god, I start shaking up. Yeah, it's because I'm trying to do like two raspy voices back to back. And they both sound similar, so I'm trying to make them not sound similar. And it's not working. But you know what is working? The shoutout command. Yep. Fellow, that's also the leader of the Mellow Fellow. So basically kind of like a cult leader, but slightly more pleasant. Seen streaming latest driver. I think it was like driver today, right? Yeah. You know, the tutorial game. Yeah, it's been like an hour of me trying to read all of the dialogue here, and it's... I didn't plan on this being so raspy already. Dal is silent for a moment. Let me show you what I mean. When he finally speaks, he seems to do so reluctantly. I do not know under which gutterstone Farod lairs at the moment, but I imagine that he can be found somewhere beyond the mortuary gates in the hive. Perhaps someone there will know where you can find him. Package from eBay just came in. Oh, okay, that's nice. Doesn't sound like you like the Farod much. There are some I respect, restless one. Dal takes a ragged breath and steadies himself. Farod is not one of them. He wears his ill repute like a badge of honor and takes liberties with the possessions of the dead. He's a knight in the post, cross-trading filth of the lowest sort. Taking a toy voice acting is hard. Yeah, I know. The last time I did this, I couldn't speak for like a week, and that was like Final Fantasy 9. It was like 2 years ago. But there I kind of like took it a bit overboard. I actually have like a lot of decent clips if you want to see. There's like a if you scroll back a bit later in like the clips collection. So yeah. So it doesn't help that like the Nameless one also has like a very difficult voice to do properly. It's like very guttural, and that kind of like hurts when you try to like do it for too long. Holy crap! Alalinor, thank you for the resub. 14 freaking months, Jesus. 3 voices, your voice slightly deeper voice, very precise. Barbie. Yeah, I can't really like go like that that high. Updated. Sorry, did you mean updated my journal? Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'm probably not doing like that good of a job, but I like playing these voices out. They're like so distinct though. They're classics from PS1. Ooh, nice. Do tell. Okay, let's see. updated my journal. Updated my journal. Yeah, okay. Knight of the Post? A Knight of the Post. A thief. All Farod brings to our walls comes stripped of little less than dignity they possessed in life. Farod takes whatever he may pry from their stiffening fingers. Did this Farod take anything from me? Dal pauses, considering. Most likely. Are you missing anything? Especially anything of value? His voice dips as he frowns. Not that Farod would take exception to anything that wasn't physically grafted to your body, and sometimes even that's not enough to give his greedy mind pause. I am missing a journal, which was updated. A journal. If it was of any value, then it likely lies in Farod's hands. Okay, I see. I have other questions. Do you know who I am?
Journal.
I know scant little of you, Restless One. I know little more of those who have journeyed with you and who now lie in our keeping. I ask that you no longer ask others to join with you, Restless One. Where you walk, so walks misery. Let your burden be your own. There are others who journeyed with me, and they are here?
Updated my journal.
Updated my journal. Do you not know the woman's corpse interred in the memorial hall below? I had thought that she had traveled with you in the past. Dal looks like he's about to start coughing again, then catches his breath. Am I mistaken? Where is your body? The Northwest Memorial Hall on the floor below us. Check the biers there. Her name should be on one of the memorial plaques. Mayhap that will revive your memory. Let your burden be your... I mean, to be fair, you can actually, like, mostly solo, like, the game if you know what you're doing, but that's kind of, you know, hard as well. Although I'm not actually sure how you solve like the Fortress of Torment with just like one character. Probably takes like a whole bunch of like running around and kiting the shadows. But that's a big spoiler for later. Also, I need water, so BRB. I'm actually gonna bring 2 bottles back. So those of you that are kind of like regulars here might remember my friend Mr. Blue, and now he also has another friend, Mr. Purple. So yeah, this is the take a sip after every voice line segment of the stream. Updating my journal. Yeah, I don't know. I don't recall any woman. Dal makes no response to this. He simply stares at you in silence. Before, you said there were others interred here who journeyed with me. Where are they? Doubtless they are, but I know not their names, not where they lie. Once such as you had left the path many have walked, and few have survived. Dull gestures around you. All dead come here. Some must have traveled with you once. At least we need the con. Oh, yeah, I guess. Yeah, we need the con because we kind of like need his spells. The Zerthimon circles are kind of pretty powerful. And like the level 8 one is so amazing narratively as well, where you can actually kind of... Well, I'm not gonna spoil it. We'll just like get to that. I'm really trying to not like jump ahead to stuff in the game. I find no hope. Updated my journal. I find no fault in your reasoning. With your reasoning, I had some other questions. You're blind to the game. Well, I would recommend. I don't know if you're actually ever planning on playing this, then maybe don't watch the stream. I know it's like not in my best interest to kind of like send people away, but I don't know. In this case, it's kind of worth it. If I'll be glad to be your guide for your first ever view of the planes in Planescape Torment. But if you were planning on ever playing this game, I would highly advise not get spoiled by stuff. And I guarantee it's like well worth it. Speaking of which, what do you do here? I am a scribe, a cataloger of all the shells that come to the mortuary. Dal coughs again and then takes a deep breath. As long as the stream of corpses flows to the mortuary, I shall remain of it post. Tried a few times. Yeah. Yeah, I know. It's kind of like a hard game to get into, especially because it's got like so much dialogue and so much stuff to read and all like the little quirks that aren't really, you know, like a mainstream thing. So yeah, fair enough. You're enjoying this. Thank you. Thank you very much. Okay, tell me more about the mortuary. This is where the dead are brought to be interred or cremated. It is our responsibility as dustmen. Oh yeah, we've read this already. We didn't read about Sigil though. Sigil? Sigil is our fair city, restless one. Okay, let's see. Wounds? Yes, the wounds that decorate your body. They look as if they would have sent a lesser man along the path of the true death. Yet it seems as if many of them have healed already. Dal coughs violently for a moment, then steadies himself. But those are only the surface wounds. Only surface wounds? What do you mean?
Updated my journal.
Updated my journal. I speak of the wounds of the mind. You have forgotten much, have you not? Mayhap your true wounds run much deeper than the scars that decorate your surface. Dal coughs again. But that is something that only you would know for certain. Yeah, we asked this. We asked all of them. You sound ill. Are you not well? I am close now to the true death, restless one. It will not be long before I pass beyond the eternal boundary and find the peace I have been seeking. I tire of this mortal sphere. The plains hold no more wonders for one such as I. The eternal boundary? The boundary between the shadow of this life and the true death. Yeah, see, this is like what I was talking about, like the dialogue is kind of like circling around. Are you certain? There might be some way I could help you. I do not wish to live forever, nor live again, restless one. I could not bear it. So be it. Farewell, Dal. As you turn to leave, Dal speaks. Know this. I do not envy you, restless one. To be reborn as you would be is a curse that I could not bear. You must come to terms with it. At some point, your path will return you here. Dal coughs, the sound rattling in his throat. It is the way of all things flesh and bone. Then perhaps we'll meet again, Dal. Yep. So I probably should be saving, right? There you go. So, if you paid close attention to what he was saying, there's like a fair bit of foreshadowing, and this is kind of like at the end of the game you will kind of realize why people love the writing so much. There's like so much stuff that is very consistent with itself, foreshadowing and kind of, you know, building up upon itself. It's like such a good thing. This huge corpse is standing silently in a corner of the room, facing the wall. He looks to have been a heavy-set man in his early years, and judging by his condition of his body, he died only recently. The freshly stitched number on his forehead reads 1664. This corpse looks like it was serving as a librarian, for it is carrying a huge stack of books in its arms. Examine the books. The books appear to be old mortuary ledgers, none of them of any particular interest. As you search through the text, however, you notice a loose page folded between two of the books. You are suddenly stuck with the feeling that someone tacked it there to hide it. Let's take the page. The page doesn't look like it belongs with the ledgers. It looks like it belongs in a logbook. The tear is clean as if with a knife, and you suspect the page was removed on purpose. You take a moment to read through the page. It's a list of dead bodies brought to the mortuary and logged in the receiving room. All the entries appear to be recent entries. Examine the books again. So, how did you come to be a librarian? All the other jobs taken? So yeah, if you remember, we found this and it said at the very end. As you flip through the rest of the book, however, you notice the last page has been cut out. This ragged page looked like it was cut neatly out of a book. It is written in a tight, cramped script. 16537, 5th night, drunk. Chest wound, cause of death, mauling, Abishai. Collector, pox, 3 commons paid, no possessions. 16538, 5th night. Desiccated corpse, cause of death indeterminable. Age of shell prevents identification. Asterisk. Collector Farrod, 3 commons paid, no possessions. Stripped, knife marks evident from dissection. 16539, 5th night. Scarred shell, cause of death indeterminable. Scars do not appear to be cause of death. Shock trauma? Collector Farrod, 3 commons paid. Possessions logged. Fist irons, 13 commons, middle table, receiving room. So the fist iron that we got and the 13 gold that we got, or like copper that we got, were in fact ours. Scarred shell is referring to the nameless one, us. 16540, 5th night, desiccated corpse number 2, cause of death indeterminable. Age of shell prevents identification. Collector Farrod, 3 commons paid. Possession logged. Knife marks evident from dissection, but the dissection was not thorough enough. Copper earring found lodged in abdomen. Earring has been locked in southeast preparation room. Have an initiate from the 3rd circle examine it. It has strange markings, like those on contracted workers number 79. Also important. 16541, 5th night. Skeleton. Cause of death indeterminable. Age of shell prevents identification. Collector Farrod, 3 commons paid. No possessions. Stripped. Knife marks evident from dissections. So yeah, if you notice, like all of the 5th night ones were brought in by Farrod. As with the previous entries, this shell Farrod has brought also shows signs of having been prepared. I have asked the initiate Emoric launch an investigation to the matter. Furthermore, entry 16542 is one of Farrod's gang. I have seen the individual before. I would ask Emoric to pay heed to how the man died. 16542, 5th night, Tiefling, male. Cause of death, slash marks, discoloration of wounds are consistent with grave rot. Ghoul claws? Collector Farrod, 3 commons paid, no possessions. So yeah, it's kind of like a small hint on like where and how Farrod finds his corpses. Because remember, Farrod is a guy that sells corpses to the dustmen to make money. So if a corpse has already been prepared, it means that it had already undergone burial and Farrod is actually grave robbing to make money. But we'll see about this later. Also, there's like the note from Corpse 1021. See, it's like F6 is like the quick save. It's like Control S, Alt S. No. What's like the quick save key? Because I'm pretty sure there was like a quick save key. Actions. Quick loot is T. No, we don't need that. Character selection, miscellaneous. Wait, quick save Q. Really? Oh, okay. Quick save successful. So the reason I'm quick saving is because this one is kind of like a puzzle, I guess. QNL, thank you. This is a foul-smelling note retrieved from the mouth of one of the mortuary zombies. Yeah. It looks like it was sewn into the corpse's mouth by accident. Despite its condition, the writing is legible. Please, to whatever Dustman reads this, I beg of you. I know of my legal obligation under the terms of the debt contract, but I'm prepared to offer more than my signing fee if you will cremate my body rather than raising it. I have arranged for this note to be left with my body upon my death. If you are reading this, then please use this note as instructed and accept the result in exchange for my contracted duty. Let my contract number serve as a key. 1201, remember? It looks like the corpse was too late to prevent the raising, but you notice that beneath the writing is a diagram. It looks like directions for folding the parchment into a strange pattern. So yeah, we are going to use it. So, this foul-smelling note has a strange-looking diagram inscribed beneath the writing. It looks as if it's instructing you to fold the corners of the note so the points touch the center. There is a series of strange marks on each corner. One mark on the upper right. Sorry, camera is reversed, so it's like one mark on the upper right, 2 marks on the lower right, 3 marks on the lower left, and no marks on the upper left. So 1201 was like 1 mark on the upper right. Fold the upper right into the center. 2 is lower right. Fold the lower right into the center. So the one with 0 is no marks on the upper left. Upper left. So basically, we kind of like fold the paper into like a pyramid by following the markings on each one of the 4 corners and using the corpse's kind of like ID number as the sequence of folds. And 1 mark on the upper right. Fold the upper right. As you fold the upper right corner back to the center, the lower left corner mirrors its action until all the corners touch in the center. You watch for a moment and the corners of the paper rise up, turning the node into a small 4-sided paper pyramid. And we open it, get our XP. We love this sound, by the way. You peel back the sides of the pyramid and the paper disintegrates to dust. Inside it is a small triangle-shaped earring. It catches the light and gleams brightly. Yep, there we go. You receive this small earring from folding a note in the mouth of one of the working corpses in the mortuary. It's a beautiful earring, but despite its beauty, all it seems to do is remind you how strange this world we've woken up is. So yeah, I don't remember what this one does. There's like a circular one that you can actually hollow out, but we kind of need to either be a mage or have an identify scroll to find out what this one does. So that's gonna be for like a bit later. I think this one gives me like armor class, though I'm not like actually sure. Hey, let's see. Just loot all the stuff. And come on, talk to the corpses after that. Nothing. Hold on. There's like a thing. Oh, never mind. I like this guy. This corpse, 985, has stopped dead in its tracks. Judging from the condition on its left leg, it looks as if some sort of tomb rod or corpse mold has eaten through the knee. The corpse is wobbling unsteadily back and forth, trying to keep its balance. So okay, I'm gonna like do the good option here, but it's worth noting that no matter what you do, the same thing happens in this one case. So try to help the corpse balance. You reach out for the corpse's left arm to help steady it. As you grab its arm, however, the corpse suddenly sways to the right, and you end up tagging the corpse rather than steadying it. What's up, Chief? Chief, you might not There is a crack from the corpse's left leg, and the body falls like a dead tree. Its torso strikes the stone flagstones and shatters like a rotten melon. Filth and ichor gurgling from the cavity. To your surprise, no one seems to have noticed the corpse's collapse. And even stranger, the left leg remains standing where the body was, as if in attention. After a moment, the leg falls over with a wet thump. As you gaze upon the putrefied remains of the corpse, you notice that his left arm seems intact. It has snapped from the torso during the fall, and it doesn't appear to have been touched by the tomb rod that had spread throughout the rest of the body. I wonder if I could make use of that arm. So yeah, we get like a mace now. Wait, what? Oh. Wait, no we don't. There we go. Now we get a mace. Corpse Limb, number 985, 1 to 6, Crushing. This arm snapped clean off corpse 985 when it accidentally toppled. As much as the corpse's knee was rotten clean through, it looks like a combination of thick applications of embalming fluid and rigor mortis have made this arm almost as hard as wood. Yeah, sometimes you do need a hand. Also, let me give you a hand for the joke as well. If you needed to, you could either use it to shake someone's hand from a distance or use it to bash their skull in. It's actually like a very strong weapon for like the damage range that it has. So I'm gonna give this to Mort. This heavily stitched corpse is shuffling lazily back and forth between two slabs. The number 506 has been stitched on its forehead, and the side of its neck, and its right arm. In fact, the skin of this peeling corpse has been sewn up with so many stitches, its skin looks like a bizarre street map. Let's examine them. The stitches encircle the corpse, running from its arms, across its chest, up its neck, and into the damp mass of white hair. As you follow the crossroads of stitches, you notice someone has jammed a needle into the corpse's forehead. The needle is attached to the thread stitching up the side of the skull. You could probably unravel it if you had something to cut the thread. Which we do. Cut the stitches with your scalpel, then pull out the needle and thread. Hey, gained item and 100 XP. You slice the thread neatly with the scalp, then plug out the needle and pull the stitches out. As you do, the skin covering the forehead peels back to reveal the corpse's chalk white skull where, to your surprise, the number 78 has been chiseled. Seems like you've got two different designations there, corpse. Yep. Let me examine it again. Yep. So wasn't there something about like corpse number 78? Oh, never mind. It's like 79. So yeah, like needle and thread is kind of like, again like a healing item. This is a spool of thread and a small bone needle. They look like they've been used for stitching up wounds in living or dead bodies. Yep. So this one heals 3 hit points, this one heals 6. Later on we get like formaldehyde or like embalming fluid, I think, that heals like 10 or something. The eyes of this corpse are set close together. So at this point we're confirming the suspicion I'm reselling the same bodies. Yeah. It's like basically the first major story plot is that whoever this Farod is that like that are tattoos on the back kind of like tell us to go find has made a fortune out of selling bodies to the Dustmen and also probably scavenging their corpses for like treasure. So it's like basically corpse looting and grave robbing more or less to make money. And yeah, this isn't gonna like pay off until like way later in the game, but it's kind of like worth keeping in mind. Basically, we're just like still in the tutorial. I'm just like taking it very, very slowly because I'm reading everything out. We're like an hour and a half in, but at this point we should have been done with like all 3 floors of the mortuary. The eyes of this corpse are set close together and the eyeballs themselves are slightly askew. One faces to the left and the other to the right. You can barely make out the number 257 traced into its bruised forehead. It looks like the corpse has taken several blows to the head, making the number difficult to read. Don't you get dizzy with your eyeballs facing like that? There is no flicker of understanding in the corpse's eyes. They stare silently off to the left and right. Yep. There's like Iveen here. But before we talk to Iveen... Oh yeah, she's like the last person we haven't talked to in here, right? Yep. Oh boy, hold on. I need to save here because it's like a thing. You see a slight young woman with pale features. The sunken flesh around her cheeks and neck make her appear as if she's starving. She seems intent on dissecting the corpse in front of her, prodding the chest with a finger. Yeah, I know. But this is kind of like the nice thing about this game. It's like the dialogues and like all the flavor in the dialogue is what's great about Planescape. For me at least. I said we should be, I don't said we will be. The woman does not respond. She seems to intend on the body in front of her. As you watch her work, you suddenly notice her hands. Her fingers are talons. They are darting in and out of the corpse's chest cavity like knives, removing organs. What is wrong with your hands? The woman makes no response.
Updated my journal.
Oh, okay, fair enough. She's a tiefling, chief. They got fiend blood in their veins. Usually cause some ancestor of theirs shared knickers with one demon or another. Make some of them... What? Oh, okay. Never mind. Sorry. There's like a interruption there. Make some of them adult in the head and adult looking too. There's like tap the woman. Get her attention. The woman jumps and whips around to face you. Her eyes are a rotting yellow with small orange dots for pupils. As she sees you, her expression changes from surprise to irritation, and she frowns at you. Greetings. Oh boy. Oh my god, Irene's voice is gonna be hell to do. She's supposed to be so strange. Shit, I did not think this through. I'm gonna try and like go a bit like higher register, but I don't think I'm gonna manage this. Just to be as a forewarning here. Let's try this. She doesn't seem to have heard you. She leans forward, squinting, as if she can't quite make you out. Whatever is wrong with her eyes must make her terribly nearsighted. You! She clacks her talon fingers together, then makes a strange motion with her hands. Find thread and embalming juice. Bring here to Irene. Go, go, go! Yeah, I can't do it. You have been assigned a quest. What is wrong with your hands? She turns away. She makes no sign that she has heard you. I think that Dusty Cheat might be a bit short of hearing, Chief. Let's lay off, shall we? What's wrong with your hands? Oh, she's a tiefling, blah, blah, blah. So yeah, this is like the first quest that we get, basically. Just go get Embalming Fluid and Needle. So we already have the Needle, and I think Embalming Fluid we get in like in the next room over. In one of the machines here. So let's see. I think this is also like the zombie worker. Let's see, where was it? It's like this one. The shambling corpse gazes at you with vacant eyes. The number 821 is carved into his forehead and his lips have been stitched close. The faint smell of formaldehyde emanates from the body. So, seen anything interesting going on? As you address the zombie, it blinks in surprise. Huh? What? You're not a zombie. Who are you?
My journal.
The zombie is trying to respond behind stitched lips. He has a peculiar half-frightened, half-angry expression. Who you? What you want? Tell me who you are or I'll call the guards. The zombie doesn't seem to have heard you. He looks you up and down for a few moments, then frowns. What do you do here? His eyes narrow suspiciously. You spy on Dusties? Yep, let's lie. Yes, I'm spying on the Dusties. He studies you more intently. You spy? You with Cell? Cell? Mort breaks in, whispering, By the powers! This Berg's an anarchist! Posing as a zombie is gonna be a first for those adult sods. Anarchist?
Updated my journal.
Anarchists, they're a faction. Mort looks like he's about to let loose a torrent of insults and notices the zombie staring at you both, listening intently. They want to liberate everyone from the chain of government. Tear down the old, establish a new order with no order at all. Lie. Yeah, I don't like the anarchists in this game. They're like very annoying faction, but yeah, we're gonna lie through our teeth about that. That seems like a noble pursuit. Any anarchist dedicated to such a lofty ideal is definitely a friend of mine. The zombie nods at this, and you think you can detect him puffing up a little in pride behind his zombie disguise. So, you're a spy for the anarchists. I'm spying on the Dusties, but I can't speak too much about it right now. What are you doing here? Me spy on Dusties. Say what I see. Nothing more. What have you seen the Dustmen do? Nothing. They do nothing. Can't find nothing. Dead. Just dead people. Dusties do nothing. Eyes narrow in conviction. Still I watch. I see. There was something else I wanted to ask you. Would you want to know? I have no idea how to do that voice. How can I escape from here? You can escape through portals. Poof. Portals? What portals? Portals. Portals everywhere. Can you show me one of those portals? He's silent for a moment, then nods slightly as if in understanding. Why should I help you? Yep. Let's see. Maybe we can help each other out. What do you want in return? I need you to get a key for me. Want iron key to Embalming's room. Okay. Oh, alright. Where is this key? Dusty Cheat has it. She has yellow eyes. He then makes a motion with his hand that reminds you of a pair of cutting shears. Blades on fingers. Oh. A dustman woman with yellow eyes and blades on her fingers. I already met her in the embalming room. Hold on, I'll be back with the key shortly. If you caught, don't say nothing about me. Or me got you in your sleep. Yeah, I'll be back. So we can actually get the key from Iveen, I think. Let's see. Ah, yes, there we go. You see Iveen. She's still dissecting the corpse's chest with her talons. The rhythm of the talons reminds you of something, but you can't quite recall what. This is where our high wisdom comes into play.
Updated my journal.
And this sound is our memories coming back. As you study the motion of Iveen's hands, you feel a prickling along your scalp, and then suddenly you find your vision swimming, blaring, until you are standing in front of a freshly slain corpse. Rigor Mortis making a mockery of its smile. The number 42 has been stitched onto its scalp. The zombie is lying on a slab, and you have just finished stitching up its chest. You have placed something inside, something that may prove useful if you come this way again. Keep this thing safe and wait. Keep this thing safe and wait for my return. I don't know how to do an echo. I'm sorry. Hey, XP, yay. The memory of your voice an echo, strange and hollow to your ears. You cross your arms in front of your chest, and to your surprise, the corpse does too. After a moment, its hands fold back to its size, and as it does, the vision fades. Until you are watching Iveen's hands make their stitching motions once more. You have regained a memory. Memories can give you additional experience points, skills, and may even lead you to gaining something else of value later on. Yep. Okay, let's stop here. Oh, yep. She turns, sees you, and then frowns. Damn zombies! She clacks her talon fingers together impatiently and makes a stitching motion with her hands. Find thread and embalming fluid. Blink here to Iveen. Go, go, go. Wait a minute. I need an embalming key. Do you have one? She leans forward, looks at your hand movements, and sniffs. Her hands dart into her robe, then emerges a key hanging from her wickedly sharp index finger. She flicks it into your hand. Bring back when done. Go, go.
Updated my journal.
Yeah, before we do that though, I'm just gonna go unlock all the other doors. So I'm just gonna run through the rest because I don't remember which one this. Wait, you will need a key? Did I? This long thin key has a spiral head and smells faintly of embalming fluid. It looks extremely old and numerous scratches cover its surface. I think it may be we need a different key for this part. Oh yeah, we need to go up to the 3rd floor and come down there's a thing here, or was it?
I'm gone.
No. Hold on.
Yeah, sure, why not?
I'm gone.
Yeah, I don't remember what this key is for. I'm pretty sure we can't go downstairs because that's where the exit is. We first need to go to the 3rd floor before going down to the ground floor. Nope. Okay, so it's not here. Whoop. Sorry, wrong key. I don't know. For some reason, I always have tab as the map key in my head, but in the Infinity Engine games and the enhanced editions, at least, this is the highlight. But it basically highlights all the interactables on the screen. I think like containers are cyan, purplish is for the doors, and I don't remember what else there was. But yeah, the original Planescape didn't actually have this. This is like an enhanced edition, more or less. And I think the first game that used them was like Baldur's Gate 2. The door is locked. You will need a key. Yeah, so we kind of need embalming fluid, which I think we get from here. No, wait. Here? There we go. Pop. And another one. This container is locked. Wonder if we should try and like bash it. I mean, what the hell? Doesn't really hurt that much to do.
Forced it.
Forced it. Baldur's Gate is such a good game. Yeah. Ancient copper earring and bandages. Like tea? No. Wait, what? Oh.
All right.
Okay, let me give the embalming kit to this guy. You see the false zombie. You're amazed at the man's disguise. His breathing is so subdued you can barely see it. Greetings. What? Here's the embalming room key you wanted. The zombie's eyes widen and he snatches the key from your hand. He turns it over, nodding all the while. Good, good. Now, how do I get out of here?
Journal.
You can escape through portals. Poof. Portals? What portals? Portals. Portals everywhere. Can you show me one of those portals? The zombie nods. You want out? Go to arch on first floor. Northwest room. You need finger bone. Shape of crook. When you have key, go to arch. Jump to Whoa, what? Oh my god. Jump to secret crypt and can escape from here. Secret escape route. You can rest there. Crooked finger bone? Where am I gonna find one of those? Must be around here somewhere. Look in storage rooms on upper floor. Maybe there. Hey, Ghost Rider. Hi, how's it going? How are we doing today? Got a haircut? Yes, I did. And again, they got it wrong. So it kind of looks stupid, but, you know, Oh, alright. I had some other questions. Thank you. Can you tell me anything about Dal? Scribe. Old. Yellow. How did you get to look like that? Me good at disguise. Me also got scars. Me with loads of embalming fluid. Me make good zombie. The zombie giggles through stitched lips and taps his head. Dusty stupid. Yeah, they're the stupid ones, alright. The sarcasm is evidently lost on the zombie who nods eagerly. Stupid Dusties, me make good zombie. Doesn't that hurt? He looks at your scars. I ask you same question. Me not hurt much. Me tough. That disguise is pretty good. Can you disguise me as a zombie? He looks you up and down for a few moments, mumbling to himself, then nods. Uh-huh. Mini jar of embalming fluid. Points at the scar in your chest. And some needle and thread. Some embalming fluid and some thread. I'll see if I can find some. Actually, I think we can like get both, but I don't actually remember. I prefer to do like Ivin's quest first. So yeah, especially Act 2 in Baldur's Gate 2. That's like such a great game. I would love to stream it at some point, but first of all, I kind of have to decide if like what class I need to do, because like Baldur's Gate 2 I've finished maybe like a handful of times, but most of them I've been either a paladin or a blade, because those are like the two classes that I enjoy the most as. Sorry about that. Oh wow. Voice. Okay. So yeah, I haven't actually decided if I should do that as well. Like Baldur's Gate 1 went fine. But then also I might just like want to import my character into 2, and to do that I kind of need to also finish Siege of Dragonspear, which is kind of eh. You see Iveen. She's still dissecting the corpse's chest with her talons. The rhythm of her talons remind you of something, but you can't quite recall what. Tap, tap, tap. Damn zombies. Zombies. Damn zombies. Find thread and embalming fluid. Bring here. To Iveen. Go, go, go.
Updated my
There
journal.
we go. Without missing a beat, Iveen snaps the thread from your hand and hooks it around one her talons, then begins to swing up the corpse's chest. She then takes the embalming fluid and begins to apply a layer to the corpse. Wait. Within minutes, she's finished. She clicks her talons and turns to face you. To your surprise, she extends her hand and drags her talons along your arms and chest. Let's keep playing zombie. Looks like you have a new friend, Chief. You two need some time together, or... As she traces your arms and chest, you suddenly notice she seems to be examining your scars. She withdraws her talons, clicks them twice, then bends forward and examines some of the tattoos on your chest. Who ride on you? Hivers do that? No respect for zombies. Zombies, not paintings. She sniffs, then pokes one of your scars. This one, bad shape. Many scars, no preserves. Her talons suddenly hook into the thread you brought here, and lightning-like, she jabs another talon into the skin near one of your skulls. It feels barely more than a pinprick, but it looks like she's about to start stitching you up.
Updated my
Yep.
journal.
The sensation is curiously painless as Iveen begins to stitch your scars. So we get like 1 max HP here, by the way. When she's done, she sniffs you, frowns, and stabs her fingers into the embalming fluid. Within minutes, she has dabbed your body with the fluid, and strangely enough, it makes you feel better. This may be the second time in my life I'm thankful I don't have a nose. Iveen puts the last touches on your body, gives another sniff, nods, and then makes a shooing motion with her talons. Done! Go, go! Okay, sure. Don't actually have any more... yeah, we don't have any more needle and thread, but I think we can get one on the upper floor, so we can like go do that. Yeah.
I'm gone.
Yep. I'm gone. I'm gone. Charcoal charm. Yes, charms. So this is where we get introduced to charms. Charms in this game are buff items. There's a charm that gives you bleed resist. There's this one that gives you fire resist. There's like a lot of them. Like any item that has the word charm in it is some kind of buff that you can apply to yourself. Charcoal charm. This piece of charcoal is a charred bone fragment of some creature, perhaps a finger bone or talon. Various symbols have been scratched onto its surface. The scratchings are so faint you almost miss them. This charcoal charm temporarily protects the user against flames and extreme heat. To use the charm, the charred bone is snapped and both halves are ground to powder. Then the charcoal dust is rubbed over the heart of the user. It's like so nice that you can actually see like all of the ways like these are actually used in the universe. Also, I need to save because I'm going to try something with the other earring now that I remember. Ancient copper earring. Closed. This copper earring looks ancient. Oddly enough, there doesn't seem to be a hook or any means to actually attaching it to your ear. A series of strange grooves have been carved on the inside of the earring, which might merit a closer examination. So I think there's like no actual way to get like the message that was in there, but you can wear it and then it also sells for slightly more if you do what I'm about to do. This copper earring looks extremely old. It looks like it was meant to be worn, but there doesn't seem to be a hook or any means of actually attaching it to your ear. There is a series of strange grooves on the inside of the earring, however. The grooves are evenly spaced along the inside of the earring. Upon closer examination, they remind you of small fangs. They are definitely man-made, but you can't figure out what they were intended for. Yeah, I think we need like a hint from someplace else to do this. If memory serves. It's gonna go south first. Get junk. Get the pry bar. Dustman request. A note written on a scrap of dry parchment. Contract the necromancer responsible for raising contractual worker 42. I know he's examined the skeleton before, but I am certain the initial raising of the body was warped. The worker still responds to commands, but when it has completed a task, it resumes pacing the same circular pattern as it did before. Dahl recently informed me that worker 42 exhibited the same working pattern when it was a zombie decades ago. There may have been a soul echo in the marrow, or the skeleton sage may have caused the magic animation animating him to decay. One of the initiates suggested it may be following an order issued by higher-ranking dustman in the past, but I have found no records of such an order. Whatever the reason for its behavior, the matter is to be resolved or the worker replaced. Yep. So, by the way, if you notice, it's like the exact same stats with the pry bar and the left arm. So the pry bar is also very good at forcing lockers.
Done.
Sorry, forcing containers open.
Forced it.
Forced it. You get cover commons, get like a lot of money, and some healing charms. Yay! Blood clots. Clot charm heals 9 hit points, 5% resistance to slashing, 10% resistance to piercing. This glistening blood drop is as hard and smooth as a pearl. When placed on the tongue, it dissolves instantly and spreads throughout the user's bloodstream. The charm stimulates the user's blood into clotting and scabbing over existing wounds, healing any minor damage the user may have suffered before consuming the charm. Furthermore, as long as the charm is in effect, the player's blood becomes more aware of new wounds that occur, especially any attacks that draw blood. The charmed individual becomes more resistant to slashing and piercing attacks as their blood clots and scabs over the wound as soon as the flesh is torn. Yep. Better healing, basically. The corpse's meaty head is clearly severed at some point and hastily sewn back on. Several different sets of stitching, all in various states of unraveling, seem to indicate that the head is constantly being knocked back off and reattached during the course of its work. A number, 79, has been cut into its temple, circumscribed by a fang circle that appears to have been branded on its forehead.
I'm gone.
Wait, this is like the... Ah, there we go. This is like the same circle as the earring. Examine the fanged circle. The fanged circle looks like it was branded on the corpse's forehead long ago, presumably before it died. It might be a religious icon of some sort, or a rite of passage. You notice that one of the recesses between the inner fangs has a small triangle within it, as if it has some special significance. I wonder if the space between the fangs match the grooves on this copper earring I
Updated my
have.
journal.
Updated my journal. Let's see. Yep. Insert your fingernail into the notch that matches where the triangle was pointing in the fang circle you saw on zombie number 79's forehead. Hey! You hook your fingernail into the third groove from the top and press it inwards. As you do, there is a click and the top of the earring snaps open. Not only can you wear the earring now, it also looks like there is a secret compartment inside the earring. Shake it. You shake the earring, but nothing comes out. Whatever was hidden in the earring is gone now. Discovering the latch to the earring will now allow you to wear it. In addition, the secret compartment may make the earring more valuable to a merchant. Yep. Doesn't actually do much, to be honest. But I think it like sells for slightly more if you do this. This looks to be the corpse of a well-aged, even ancient woman. Aside from the embalming fluid sting, the stitches sealing her mouth and the number 679 stitched onto her right cheek, it's likely she only looks slightly different than now that she did in her final years. So, doing anything later? Morte? No? Oh, he's not close enough? I wonder.
I'm gone.
Well, let's like try again. Nope. Huh. This animated skeleton smells horrible, as if it has just... This animated skeleton smells horrible, as if it had been only freshly stripped and prepared. Its jaw and major joints are tightly bound with leather straps, and a rough smoke has been thrown over it. The number 1221 has been chiseled onto its forehead. I have to ask, why the smoke? I mean, it's not like you have anything to be modest about. Great talking to you, Bones. Stay healthy. Wonder if this Greybeard wouldn't mind if I borrowed his body. Greybeard? Greybeard, you know, geezer, old fella. Yellow dog? Old? Well, I don't think he's in any position to object. Why not take his body? Mort studies the skeleton for a moment, then shakes his head. Nah, I'd need a fresher one than this, and something with a little more dignity. This one's all creaky and fractured. Alright then, let's go.
Done.
Okay, we got the key that we needed, and this will take us downstairs to where we need to go, but not just yet. Get also the hammer. So these are all like basically weapons, but they do have other uses that we kind of need them for. It's like a hammer proficiency, this is a club proficiency, and this one as well. I was like basically do it like this, but you know, combat is probably the last thing we want to be doing with them. Also, let's see the Dustman. We kind of want to be avoiding this if we can, at least until we get a robe. This skeleton has either seen a great deal of combat or has fallen down one too many staircases. Both its arms and legs have been broken and rebuilt with the aid of leather straps and thin iron rods. The front of its skull bears the number 863, but the back of the skull has caved in, forming an empty cavity. You notice that someone has taken advantage of this and tucked a rolled up piece of parchment inside the skull. You slip the parchment out of the worker's skull. Oddly enough, it looks as if the skull cavity is intended to store messages. A tiny string is attached to the parchment from a hook bolted inside the skull, as if to keep the parchment from accidentally falling out. You unhook the string and glance over the parchment. It looks like a reminder from one of the mortuary custodians. Judging from the note, this skeleton seems to be a walking messenger of sorts. As you take a second glance at the skeleton, you realize it has stopped in front of the slab because it can't figure out how to move past it. Sorry about taking that parchment, but I doubt you would have delivered it anytime soon. Okay, let's see. This is the third and last request for the pry bar. If it has been misplaced, tell me and I shall go to the hive market and purchase another. I have no objection to maintaining the contracted workers, but I've been trying to repair the skeletons, and the bolts are wedged in so tight I can't get them out. Also, some of the locks on the storage cabinets on the third floor have become stuck again due to the heat, and I need the pry bar to snap them open as well. If the pry bar is indeed lost, I will see about procuring the services of a locksmith and having the cabinet locks replaced. Your aid in this matter would be appreciated. Oh, you mean like this pry bar? So yeah, like this note has the double duty of informing us of being able to break these open if we want, if they are locked. Dustman Embalming Charm and Mortuary task list. I'm just gonna like loot everything before I go through the new items. Yep, container is locked.
Forced it.
Yep. Hey, a bone charm, look at that. Lovely. Dustman Embalming Charm, lesser. Invokes Embalming Minor, 3 charges, only usable by Nameless One and Mort. This strange metal bracelet has directions inscribed on the side of it. Judging from the crude text, it appears that the bracelet works by being held by a living creature, then while pronouncing a mantra to the true death, it is touched to the forehead of a zombie or skeleton. When this is done, the minor enchantment held within the item spreads to the corpse, strengthening their bones, killing traces of corpse rot and or grave mold, and helping to sear minor tears in the skin. So yeah, basically, we get temporary HP and slightly stronger armor class. And the nice thing is that I can actually equip this. And going into the menu... wait, how did I use this exactly? I forget. Oh wait, I have to put it here to use it. Never mind. Cloth Charm. Just like gonna keep the Cloth Charms for the Nameless One and give the bandages to Mort. Since he has like a higher armor class, he's gonna be easier. Like, he needs less healing overall. Corpsefly Charm. Invokes Swarm Curse. This corpsefly looks like it was frozen. It appears to be dead, but you can't be sure. The magic contained within the charm is activated when the insect is consumed. When swallowed, the recipient suddenly becomes extremely nauseous. A few seconds later, the charmed individual expels a stream of insects from their nose and mouth. Provided the charmed individual can keep their wits about them after the casting, the caster can send the cloud to attack a target. So Swarm Curse is actually a very interesting anti-caster charm. In that, like, Swarm Curse sends a bunch of insects that keep attacking the target, so it's easier for them to break concentration and stop casting. And also Bone Charm. It is like, we're not actually going to use this because we need to get out of here. But it gives 2 to armor class, 2 to armor class versus crashing attacks, and 15% resistance to crashing. This old finger Bone Charm has been hollowed out and tiny symbols have been scratched onto its surface. A user must snap it in 2 to activate it. When snapped, the Bone Charm temporarily strengthens the user's skeleton and acts as a ward against breaks and fractures. The charm gives the user an overall bonus to their armor class and additional resistance against crashing attacks. Just like keep it here. And the task list. Someone has penned a series of tasks in red ink on this scrap of parchment. I would like the contracted workers to be inspected thrice daily. At the end of each work shift, with the new initiates come on duty. We have experienced too many contracted collapses while engaged in heavy labor as of late, and I fear the embalming enchantments initially used on the corpses may be decaying, or may have been warped somehow. If the contracted workers could be inspected every 8 hours and raised if they have collapsed, then this would prevent the backlog of shells in the preparation room and free up more contracted workers for other duties. I do not wish collapsed bodies to be disposed of. When possible, the original contracted shells are to be raised and made to resume their duties. I have included spare embalming charms within the shells for the initiates on duty. They are to be used only when the shells cannot be repaired with stitching, bandaging, or applications of embalming fluid.
Done.
Okay, we like got everything here, so I'm gone. More junk, yay. So I'm actually trying to avoid shit. She saw me. She saw me. She saw me. No, 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 no. We cannot let them talk to us yet. Ah, shit. Another one. But I need to speak to this guy. Come on. The skeleton number 748, according to the number chiseled above this brow, is odd only in some of its teeth appear to be false ones made of a reddish brown stone. They're clearly not valuable, however, as its caretakers would have otherwise removed them. Hey, Manaway, and yeah, Planescape Torment. Woohoo! Yeah, they cannot talk to us because, you know, they sound like what Dal has kind of. Yes, there we go. Needle and thread, lovely. It's something that Dal kind of like warned us.
Done.
We do not want to let any of the other dustmen see us yet. Didn't you get a notification? I don't know. Like, is Twitch doing the thing again where, you know, nothing is working? I've been live for like 2 hours now. Hi. I have some questions for you. Can you make me... Okay. We've been through that. That disguise is pretty good. Can you disguise me as a zombie? Here you go. Twitch is always doing the thing. I mean, yeah. The zombie takes the items from you, then sets to work. I can't believe you're going through with this. How barmy are you? Pretty barmy, I suppose. Hey, 500 XP. The zombie liberally applies the embalming fluid to your body, then stitches up several of your scars. Working from your feet upwards, he stitches up your scars and finishes off the disguise by stitching up your lips. Thanks. Can you make the stitches on his lips any tighter? Stir it, Mort. The zombie holds up his hand. Careful! Talk pull stitches, I'll ruin this disguise. Zombie not talk. You got to talk? Talk slow. Careful. Off to bed. I love this game. Yeah, me too. I mean, I don't know. Like, can you actually see it over there? I went and like dug it out at the start of the stream, just to like, you know, have it showing there in the background as well. Pretty sure like I have like the CD somewhere as well. Like it's 3 CDs or something. There's like a big box as well. Yeah. Actually, like the poster that came with it is kind of like framed up in the other room. So if I could like take it down, I would probably bring that as well. I
Stated in my
understand.
journal.
So yeah, the zombie frowns. These guys won't last long. Embalming fluid dry up, stitches fall out. Probably not last outside, Mortuary. And running. You run, you ruin whole dig skies. Yeah, this is the Forgotten Realms. It's like actually like I think like the Planescape setting is kind of like an expansion to Forgotten Realms, I think. I don't know about like second edition, but in third edition I used to have like the planner guide handbook or something like that. I don't remember what it's called. So there was like the player's handbook, there was the dungeon master's guide, there was the monster compendium, and I think it was like collect something like the plane, the guide to the planes or something like that. Sigil is a special place. Yes, the Lady of Blades. Yep. Equipping weapons and or running will instantly nullify your zombie disguise. If you find a new weapon, hold off equipping it until you no longer wish to be disguised. Lady of Pain. Yes, sorry. Like blades or like the things around her head. Yeah. That's my bad. If you have always run on, be sure to switch it off if you want to maintain the disguise when you finish speaking to Vaxis. Yeah, that's right. I think there's like a hotkey. It's like R that toggles this on and off. But yeah, we actually get like a new model as well for that. And we can't run. But this will allow me to explore the rest of the first floor a lot faster. Like, I could let one of the dustmen catch me and then try and like snap his neck. Yep. We even get like a cool new picture here, like a profile pic. I could try. There's like this thing where like the first dustman that like sees you and talks to you, you can kind of like either bullshit your way through and tell them you're here to visit like a relative or something, or get them to come a bit closer and then snap their neck very fast. But I think you need like a higher dexterity for that, so I'm not gonna try it. Just like gonna go like this for now. So there's like a bunch of ways you can get around, and eventually we can kind of like get the robe off of one of these and appear to be dustmen ourselves. I think it's like on this floor that you can get one, and basically we can well, move around a bit more easily. The air roaring from the mouth of the immense furnace is incredibly hot. Yeah, anyway. Anyways. have a nice like sleep well. Yeah, that's it. Bye-bye. Thank you. I'm gonna try. This skeleton seems particularly old. The leather straps binding it together cracked and worn. The word repent has been carefully engraved into its forehead with some amount of skill. A rougher hand later chiseled 996 onto both its temples. Yep. Examine the skeleton carefully. Someone has taken care to bind the bones of this skeleton with leather straps, woven around the body in such a pattern that they resemble muscles and tendons. The straps are secured to metal bolts punched into the skeleton's joints. The skeleton looks as if it's seen a great deal of service. Many of its bones are chipped, and its numerous fractures are bound with sealant and foul-smelling glues. Let's like try and pry it out. Whoa, Chief, that's vandalism! Those bolts are probably the only thing holding that bag of bones together. Necromancy only goes so far with these old fells, you know? Oh, I didn't want to cause any permanent damage. Oh, it's not a problem. Mort does a strange bobbing motion you think might be a shrug. Just wasn't sure if you knew that or not. By all means, go ahead. Okay, let's do that. Using your pry bar, you rip the bolts from the skeleton's joints. The skeleton collapses, some of its bones still twitching. Whoops. No one saw anything. We get a club. Yay. Let's go clubbing. Get another needle and thread. So I think as long as you are like a zombie and you don't run, they won't bother you. And really the only reason we're doing this is just to like get a better disguise so we can actually run around. Hey, kill the backlog! Yeah, but you have to tell me like the game as well. Exclamation point Steam is just for like seeing the list. Just like let me know like which game you would like me to play, and I will make a note of it and try to let you know on Discord when I will be streaming it. Although probably since we've started Planescape, it's gonna take a while. But hey, okay, let's see. Got like my little book here as well. I mean, you know, actually, I'll kind of like make it easier. I will reject the request, and you can do it again with the name of the game you want to do. So it's like it's easier to kind of like track. Reject. There we go. Although I don't know, I've rejected it, but does that count against the redemption queue? Because there's like a limit on how many you can do per stream. Maybe I should kind of like remove the limit for now. Just like clarify. There we go. Type name of game when requesting. Oh, limit the redemption per user, so I'm gonna up this to 2, so that doesn't mess it up now. Okay. Okay, go back to the game while Ghost Rider decides on what they want me to stream. Okay, leave the corpse in peace. It's like one of the skeletons around here is a is like the one we have to do the crossing motion. Oh, there we go. The skeleton turns to face you. 42 has been chiseled into its forehead, and a number of its bones, mostly the joints and the joints, have been bound with leather straps. A black smoke is draped over its body. Let's see. Examine the skeleton carefully. Oh, do I have to actually say this? Is that gonna like drop me out of the disguise, right? You're amazed this rack of bones is still in one piece. Its yellowed bones are smeared with plaster and several layers of foul-smelling glues. What little you can see of the bones reveals hundreds of hairline fractures. Although someone has taken care to bind the skeleton with leather straps and bolt its joints together, the straps are frayed and the bolts look as if they are about to fall out. I think this is the corpse I had a memory about. At the sound of your voice, the skeleton suddenly straightens up. It crosses its arms over its chest and its fingers into its ribcage. Let me do the same. In response, the skeleton drops its arms to its sides. The leather cord securing the skeleton's torso snap, and the ribcage folds outward like a pair of double doors. Let's like feel around. To your surprise, your hand vanishes as you reach inside the ribcage. You have a strange feeling it's somewhere else. As you reach inside the ribcage, your hand bumps against an invisible object. It's about the size of a fist and seems to be attached to the skeleton's spine. Yep. As you pull the item out, the skeleton suddenly disintegrates and the iron bolt securing its joints clatter to the floor. Whatever that item was, it seems to have been the only thing holding it together. Let's see, what is it? It looks like an unremarkable lump of iron. You can't imagine why someone would hide inside the ribcage of a skeleton. Let's like examine it closer. As you place both your hands on the lump of iron to examine it, there is a hiss, and the metal evaporates, leaving behind a strange dagger, a handful of coins wrapped in a dirty cloth, and 2 bloody teardrops. Those looks like they were inside the lump of iron. Whoa. Yep. Green steel knife. Yeah. This razor-sharp knife has been forged out of the famed Batorian steel green steel. Found only in the wastelands of Avernus, this particular... Oh, there we go. Phoenix Wright trilogy. Nice. Okay, that's good. I mean, I did actually buy those 2 streams specifically because I've kind of like played them on like the Advance and DS. So yeah, that's fine. Thank you. I will tag you on like when I actually get around to streaming those. In addition, sorry. Found only in the wastelands of Avernus, this particular green green ore can be tempered into metal much lighter than normal steel, which is why it has a weight of 0, by the way. In addition, green steel weapons tend to retain their remarkably fine edges and are capable of dealing out more damage than their standard counterparts. Yep. And nicely enough, it doesn't seem to have taken us out of the disguise. So that's nice. I can't equip it though, because it is going to like drop me out of the disguise as well. Just gonna do it like this. Also, though, can we pick up the club as well? Yeah. So basically, I'm just like trying to remember where we get a robe. Although it might be on the ground floor, if I'm being honest. Just like quick save here. And yeah, I know it's kind of like slow, and it's probably easier to try and like kill one of the dustmen and steal his robe, but eh. This reanimated corpse has had his lips sewn together and numbers 310 carved into his brow. Smell of formaldehyde, blah 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 blah. Later on, we will be able to come back here and get more out of these. There's a thing that we can learn to do a lot later. So we've actually like seen everything here, right? We picked everything up. We got the key that we need. The numbers 613 are cut deeply into this plodding corpse's forehead, but an inch of shredded leathery skin separates the 1 and the 3. Looking closely, you can barely make out a 2 carved there. Yep. Leave the corpse in peace. You know, actually, this guy gonna try something. The dustman does not appear to notice you. She must mistake you for one of the cadaverous workers. Yep. I was wondering if the disguise let us kind of like get close enough to, you know, kill her in dialogue without, you know, kind of like revealing ourselves to her, but I guess not. And unfortunately, I kind of need to keep the disguise slightly longer. So, did we forget anything while we're at it? We got the hollowed out earring. We got the triangular earring. We got the lump of iron. We got the pry bar, the hammer. We got the +1 max HP from Iveen. We got the zombie disguise from the anarchist guy. We got our possessions back from the northern preparation room. Let's see. Okay. So this one's like 891, and as far as I remember, I think that's about it, right? Yeah, sadly we still need to move at this pace for just a little while more. I think on the ground floor we can actually get a disguise without having to kill any of the dustmen. Nope, there we go. And at least as soon as one party member makes it to the exit and everyone else is kind of like close enough, you can kind of go there. This doddering corpse has had its eyes sewn shut as well as its mouth, and the number 732 is carved into its brow. The threadworks that keep its ocular cavity sealed look extremely old. You wonder if the eyes were sewn shut before or after the man's death. You notice he's carrying a huge tome in his hands as if he's taking it somewhere. Let's take it carefully. Aha, you carefully take the tome from the corpse's hands. It doesn't seem to notice. The corpse appears to be a book of enchantments and wards. It is filled with diagrams and charts detailing various aspects of the necromantic arts. The book itself is extremely heavy. As awkward as the zombie is, it must be extremely strong. Yep. So basically, this will give me some interactions later on. Tome of Bone and Ash. This worn, leather-bound tome lists diagrams and charts detailing several minor wards and enchantments. There are numerous drawings of skeletons, bones, and the manners by which they may be preserved over time. Of particular interest is the section regarding guardians. Apparently, the dustmen animate corpses of fallen giants to serve as guardians for the mortuary. To make them even deadlier, armoring enchantments are woven into their breastplates to help shield them from attacks. This book is much too complex for you to absorb all at once, but it looks like we will refer to certain sections when the need arises. Also... Oh, wait, why can't I stack the rugs? Oh, okay, this is rugs and this is cleaning rugs. Okay. Let's see. 1, 2... Like a spike. Like, most of this is kind of trash that won't sell for much, if anything. But, you know, it's kind of like nice to... If we have the space for it, to like grab more things. I don't remember we get the robe though. Oh, sorry. Now those giants I think are somewhere around here. Uh-huh. Come on. Get there. There's like 331. Oh, it's like a dust one. Okay. This is a heavy barred gate of rusted steel. There doesn't appear to be any way to opening it. This reanimated male corpse has the number 1041 carved into his forehead. Despite its taut, desiccated flesh, it is apparent that its features once had a rather exotic cast to them. The zombie's lips have been stitched closed, most likely to prevent it from moaning incessantly, and it smells strongly of formaldehyde. Let's see. Oh, there we go. Another one here. This woman's corpse pauses in its trudging about as you approach. You notice the number 114 is carved into the forehead. Yep, not yet. So for like at least the female ones, we do have like some voice lines from Mort when kind of we talk to them. But I think that also causes my disguise to kind of like fall off. So I don't really want to do that. Okay, but I think I might just try to kill this guy and get it over with. Because here is where we meet Deionara, and I don't think we can do that unless we are... well, probably talking to her will remove the zombie disguise. However, what we could do is break this down a little bit. Before you is a giant skeleton in ornate bronze armor. The armor has been bolted onto the skeleton's frame, and a series of elaborate symbols have been carved across the breastplate. You wonder where the skeleton came from. You weren't aware they made humans in this size. The huge blade in its hand looked like it weighs as much as a wagon cart. Let's see. Hey, got called for some Diablo 3? Yeah. Examine it carefully. The skeleton's intricate bronze armor is riveted into his ribcage and shoulder blades with a series of iron bolts. As you study the frame behind the armor, you notice the same iron bolts are set into the skeleton's shoulders, elbow, pelvic, and knee joints. A mass of thick leather cords and heavy knotted ropes run along the length of the skeleton's arms and legs, woven in such a pattern that they resemble muscles and tendons. Examine the armor. Despite the armor's obvious age, it looks well cared for. It shines brightly, and the symbols engraved on the breastplate seem to flow into the firelight, shifting slightly whenever you try and focus on them. It's like, study the symbols. Almost unconsciously, this is important for later, you let your gaze relax as you look at the symbols. After a moment, the symbols cease shifting and resolve into a trail of runes that run up and down the breastplate. Strangely enough, the interlocking pattern of runes reminds you of chains. And with that thought, you suddenly recall that these runes have some sort of warding enchantment. Let's like try to recall it. Do we get it? No. You study the pattern of runes as they weave their way across the breastplate. On its most basic level, the runes are a lesser armoring enchantment, but several skull-shaped runes and spherical tracings along the edges of the armor make you suspect several greater necromantic and warding enchantments are woven in as well. Touching the skeleton will most likely cause it to awaken and defend itself. Let's see if we can, like, dispel them. Aha! You suspect that marring the rune pattern along the breastplate could unravel the enchantments, but it looks difficult. The pattern is complicated and scratching out the wrong portion could cause the skeleton to animate. So basically there is like an order in which you can do them, but if you have the Tome of Bone and Ash we got from the zombie at the staircase, we can find out what the correct order is. From what you can make out of the tome, it seems the armoring enchantment applies only to the breastplate. The necromantic enchantment allows the skeleton to be raised, but it is the warding enchantment that gives the skeleton its limited awareness of its surroundings. You guess that if you were to mar the skeleton's wards, it will interpret as an attack, unless you blinded it to your presence first. So yeah, we need to do the warding one first. Yep. Mar the runes maintaining the warding enchantment first, then work backwards to the rune pattern, cancelling the necromantic and then the armoring enchantment. Boom. The work is difficult and nerve-wracking at first, but slowly your mind begins to focus and the runes begin to unravel beneath your attack. Within minutes, the giant skeleton has been stripped of the enchantments binding it. It collapses, falling to the floor with a crash of bones and a heavy clanging noise. Damn pile of bones! You wait for a moment, but no one responds to the sound. Moving quickly, you sift through the skeleton parts on the floor. Most of it is too heavy or too old to be useful, but you discover a piece of the skeleton's breastplate with the majority of one of the broken enchantments engraved on it. You have a feeling it could prove useful.
I feel stronger.
Hey, we got a level. I feel stronger. So this will later allow me to learn a spell, by the way. So yeah, Rune of Lesser Warding invokes armor and teaches user armor. Level 1 wizard. So yeah, it's basically a armor class, I think. Yeah, we need one of these to learn the spell a bit later on. I think we can actually kill. We can actually undo all of them. And I'm not sure if we get XP after the first one though. Also, what time is it? Oh, okay. Let's see, dispel. We need the warning enchantment first, right? There you go. Let's see what we got from the... Oh, yeah, it's like a different one the second time around. We don't get XP. Dispelling the enchantment is easier this time around, and the runes quickly unravel beneath your attack. Within minutes, the giant skeleton has been stripped of the enchantments binding it. Remembering what happened to the first, you catch the skeleton before it falls, and with a grunt, slowly lower it to the floor. Let's see what we got this time. Hey, oh, we do get more XP. Nice.
Looks like my skills have increased.
Yes, it does. Ha ha ha. But before I get my levels, let's get the crescent hatchet. Oop. Oh yeah, we're like over our like weight allocation, so maybe just like give a few things to Mort for now.
What?
Done.
What's okay?
I'm gone.
And the last one. Wait, no, it's not the last one. There's like 4 of them, I think, right? I don't actually remember. Come on. Okay. Let's see. Boarding first. Lovely. Oh boy, I'm I'm really struggling to remember where the hell we get the disguise. Do we actually have to kill one of them to get it?
What's the word, Chief? Okay.
Oh, and we also need to talk to Soego before we
What's up?
leave. It's gonna be important for later on.
Done.
Yeah. Good as done.
The plug on this beer says, "Here lies the Ionara." Yes. Oh boy.
All right.
Notice how the music kind of changed. We do not want to go near there yet. Yeah, it kind of seems like we probably need to kill one of them to get the disguise. And we also do need the disguise to talk to Soego. So... yeah.
Huh? Okay.
I think unfortunately I'm gonna have to go do things. Just like level up really fast. As like a leveling fighter, I should not be getting levels. So we get like character points, maybe like dexterity for now. Just to make the next thing a bit easier.
All right.
I think like 10 dexterity is probably fine. I'm not gonna like quick save here. Just in case that we do get found out. Hey, Rooks! Hi, how's it going? How are we doing today? How's the your PC troubles going, so to speak?
I'm gone.
Just gonna have to go talk to the guy and hope for the best. So there is a different interaction if you talk to him as a zombie and he realizes that you're not a zombie. But if I dispel the disguise, I think he just like comes and asks me what I'm doing here. I can like tell him that I'm like kind of like lost, or like, look over there, a three-headed monkey, and then just like snap his neck, doing stuff. Oh.
Done.
Okay, there we go. The Dustman regards you with a stony gaze. Are you lost? No. If you are not lost, then what is your business here? I was here for an interment, but there seems to have been a mistake. Who was being interred? Perhaps the services are taking place somewhere else in the mortuary. That could be. Where are those other services taking place? Several interment camps line the perimeter of the mortuary. They follow the curve of the wall on the first and second floors. Do you know the name of the deceased? Yes. So here starts a very, very funny thing. I've never actually managed to get this to work because I think you need to get like a whole different bunch of interactions to do it. But there is actually a game to convince the planes, that is to say where you are kind of operating on, that your actual name is in fact Adan. You're still in the initial area? Yes, that's right. We've more or less spent 2.5 hours doing the tutorial. Lean in, as in to whisper. So Adan is... I don't know if I need to try this. Because the thing is, in order for that to happen, you need to, like, every chance that you get, you need to mention the name Adan. Every single time. And I think that also kind of locks you out of other stuff, so I'd rather not do that. Okay, let's like snap his neck. You're not fast enough. Freak. Yep.
Done.
Yeah, we're just like
Looks like
loading.
my skills have increased.
I'm gone. All right.
So I guess like 10 dexterity doesn't really do it anyway. So might as well just like put it into int and be done with it. get my levels. I'm not actually gonna pay that much attention on if I get like max HP per level, because that's kind of like boring to you know, watch all the time. Don't remember this game having a tutorial. Well, yeah, the entire kind of like mortuary area is kind of the tutorial, because all of the dialogues in there, you get like the little white text that kind of like gives you hints, like the note. The white text appears a lot in dialogue on like the 3 floors of the mortuary. So that's kind of like what I mean by tutorial. You know what, fuck it. This guy's removed. Let's like put the crescent hatchet on. 2-7. Yeah, okay. It's like lower to hit, but that's fine. To be honest. I was like, hope for the best. Yes, he's gonna like talk to us. Are you lost? No. I was here for an interment, but there seems to have been a mistake. Who was being interred? I mean, that could be. Do you know the name of the deceased? Yes. Snap. Shit. Yeah, it's kind of like the point, though. I don't really need... I don't want to... You know, I'm just like gonna suck it and...
Alright.
Remove the disguise and be done with it. Because I really want to go talk to Deionara. So... 9 hit points and constitution bonus, yeah. Basically, Mort is kind of like a fighter. So this is where we get the portal. Yeah, there we go. But I really need to go speak to Soego, damn it. That's the problem here. Because there's gonna be a... there's gonna be a thing later on with Soego, so... The plug on this beard says, "Here lies Deionara." Yes. It's like one of the most haunting themes in the game. Actually, like, a lot of the themes in the game are actually just the same theme, but kind of like played in a different way. So Deionara's theme, the Sigil combat theme, the theme you hear in Karst. Basically, Anna's and Fall from Grace's themes are also this theme, but played in like a different way. It was like 4 or 5 days ago. Yeah, the gift sub thing is kind of weird. I don't know how it gets like the list of possible recipients, but it's like times that like there's streams that I haven't been to in like weeks. I get like a gifted sub here and there and kind of like feel bad, because I kind of feel it should take activity into account, like give people that are active a thing, or like have an option that it can only go to someone that's currently in chat or something like that. Okay, let's go talk to Deionara. I am not going to be able to do her voice, by the way. I'm just like saying that for now. You see a strikingly beautiful, ghostly form before you. Her arms are crossed and her eyes are closed. She has long, flowing hair, and her gown seems stirred by some ethereal breeze. As you watch, she stirs slightly and her eyes flicker. It's like, wait.
You. What is it that brings you here? Have you come to see firsthand the misery you have wrought? Perhaps in death I still hold some shred of use for you, my love.
Oh, that last bit, by the way, wasn't her calling us my love. That was a quote from us. Her eyes slowly open and she blinks in confusion for a moment, as if uncertain where she is. She looks around slowly, then sees you. Her tranquil face suddenly twists into a snarl. My love? Do I know you? The spirit makes a begging motion with her hands. How can it be that the thieves of the mind continue to steal my name from your memory? Do you not remember me, my love? The ghost stretches out her arms. Think! Her voice becomes desperate again. The name Deonara must evoke some memory within you. Yeah, we're not gonna be mean to Deonara and lie. We're just gonna be truthful. No, I'm sorry. My memories are lost to me. Then it is as I feared. I am truly lost to you. And what was once an inconvenience from you, you now have the excuse. You now have to excuse to discard me as you have my memory. Yeah. I think I feel the stirrings of memory. Tell me more. Perhaps your words shall chase the shadows from my mind, Deonara. Oh, at last the fates show mercy. Even death cannot chase me from your mind, my love. Do you not see? Your memory shall return. Tell me how I can help you, and I shall. I mean, do you know who I am? You are both one blessed and cursed, my love, and you are one who is never far from my thoughts and heart. Blessed and cursed? What do you mean? The nature of your curse should be apparent, my love. Look at you. Death rejects you. Can you stop playing this when it goes set to a maze? Oh. Yeah, the maze. It's kind of annoying and... Well... Basically, there's like a state at some point in Sigil where you can anger the lady enough that she... Like, the moment you go into like a loading screen, she will like send you to the maze. And at that point, basically what you need to do is go find someone else to protect you from her, more or less. And yeah, I mean, we're probably going to do it ourselves here, so we'll see. Your memories have abandoned you. Do you not pause and wonder why? I'm still trying to get my bearings, actually. What else can you tell me about myself? I know that you once claimed you loved me and that you would love me until death claimed us both. I believed that, never knowing the truth of who you were, what you were. And what am I? I cannot. She suddenly freezes and she speaks slowly, carefully, as if her voice frightens her. The truth is this, you are the one who dies many deaths. These deaths have given the knowing of all things mortal, and in your hand lies the spark of life and death. Those that die near you carry a trace of themselves that you can bring forth. As Deonara speaks the words, a crawling sensation wells up in the back of your skull. You suddenly feel compelled to look at your hand. As you lift it up and look... As you lift it up and look at it, you can see the blood coursing sluggishly through your arm, pouring to your muscles, and in turn giving strength to your bones.
Updated my journal.
Oh, right. And you know Deonara is right. You suddenly remember how to coax the dimmest spark of life from a body and bring it forth. The thought both horrifies you and intrigues you. So yeah, this is like a very easy to miss power, but we can get a res right at the start of the game. When played on your team, still found it a lot more interesting. Yeah, it's like, actually I don't think there's ever been like a setting like Planescape in games. Even like over the years when eventually Baldur's Gate 2 did kind of like a plane thing, but to like a way smaller extent. And I guess Tides of Numenera does that, but I haven't actually played that yet. I backed it on Kickstarter and never ever played it after it came out. Yeah, I mean, fair enough. It was like a very different theme to everything else. You have remembered how to raise others from the dead. To access this ability, select the special abilities button. So it's like what I meant by tutorial. Like you get a lot of these like white text that kind of signifies that it's kind of like a system message more than anything. You can only use this on party members that have died in your presence. It will not work on anyone who does not travel with you, and it will not work on party members you remove from the party while they are dead. I had other questions. What is it you wish to know? Who are you? Yep. Tell me more. Can you tell me where I am? Where you are? Why, you are here with me, my love. As in the times when life was something both of us shared. Now it is the eternal boundary that separates us. Eternal boundary? Deonara sounds saddened. It is a barrier I fear you shall never cross, my love. It is the barrier between your life and what remains of mine. I see. Perhaps you could answer some other questions. Who are you? Yeah, we've done this already. I need to escape this place. Can you help me? As you are about to ask Deonara the question, it catches in your throat. It occurs to you that if you tell her you are looking for an escape route, she may feel you are abandoning her. If you are going to ask her how to leave, you'll need to be delicate about it. Yep. And we are still kind of like manipulative idiots. People give more credit to Earthbound. I mean, yeah. Deonara, I am in danger. Can you guide me to a place of safety? I shall return as soon as I can speak to you again. In danger? Deonara looks concerned. Of course, my love. I will aid you in any way that I can. She closes her eyes for a moment and you catch an ethereal zephyr pass through her body, stirring her hair. After a moment, the zephyr dies and her eyes slowly open. Perhaps there is a way. Yes? I sense that this place holds many doors shrouded from mortal eyes. Perhaps you could use one of those portals as a means to escape. Portals are whole in existence, leading to destinations in the inner and outer planes. If you could find the proper key, you could escape through one of them. Key? Deonara pauses for a moment as if attempting to remember. Portals will reveal themselves when we have the proper key. Unfortunately, this is like a nice explanation of like what's going on with like Sigil as a city generally, so yeah. Unfortunately, those keys can be almost anything. An emotion, a piece of wood, a dagger of silvered glass, a scrap of cloth, a tune you hum to yourself. I fear that the dustmen are the only ones who would know the keys you could use to leave their halls, my love. Yeah, had other questions? Okay. I shall return, yeah. Hold a moment. I learned much when I was traveling with you, my love, and what you have lost I have retained. I have not divulged all that I know to you. My sight is clear, whilst you fumble in the darkness for a spark of thought. And what is it your sight sees that I do not? Time itself relaxes its hold as the chill of oblivion slowly claims us, my love. Glimpses of things yet to come swarm across my vision. I see you, my love. I see you as you are now, and... What is it? What do you see? I see what lies ahead for you. It ripples through the plains, stemming outward from this point. Shall I speak of what I see? I think like the next bit is voiced, so I'm gonna like shut up here. So, tell me. Now. First, I require a promise. Promise you will return, that you will find some means to save me or join me. It says like a true make vow. Okay, there we go. So you might be wondering why we have like 2 times the same option to swear. Like basically options 3, 5, and 6 are more or less the same thing, but in like different degrees of sincerity. In Planescape Torment, those matter. If you lie about something, it like the game knows that you lied about that one thing. If you make a vow, it will hold you to it. And there are consequences to not following with your vows or lying a whole bunch. So I am going to make a sincere vow because I like Deonara's character. I swear I will find some means to save you or join you.
This is what my eyes see, my love. Unfettered by the shackles of time. You shall meet enemies 3, but none more dangerous than yourself in your full glory. They are shades of evil, of good, and of neutrality, given life and twisted by the laws of the plains. You shall come to a prison built of regrets and sorrow, where the shadows themselves have gone mad. There you will be asked to make a terrible sacrifice, my love. For the matter to be laid to rest, you must destroy that which keeps you alive, and be immortal no longer.
Destroy what keeps me alive?
I know that you must die, while you still can. The circle must come to a close, my love. You were not meant for this life. You must find that which was taken from you and travel beyond, into the lands of the dead.
So, another thing that I didn't mention, if you've noticed, whenever she says love, it's always with a capital L. And there is a reason for that as well. Later on in the game, you kind of find out why exactly she's so enamored with the Nameless One. Like, she's like madly in love with him to the point where she actually did some quite awful things to herself. It's like a very tragic story, by the way, and like a very tragic character as well. There's like some of these things are kind of like very, I don't know, they're like borderline trigger warnings at some point. So, yes. Just sort of this now, and target audience is completely different. Oh, game does something like Diablo 2. It's being something no other game managed to replicate. I mean, yeah, this isn't like the same kind of like category as System Shock 2, Deus Ex, or like Chrono Trigger, Earthbound to some extent. There's like a lot of games that let's say like the stars kind of aligned, and everyone brought their A game, and everyone involved had like a spark of inspiration at the same time, and it kind of like made like a once in like a generation kind of result. Because like all of those games are until this day still something that people mention and then go install and then play over and over and over again, because they have like that's something that modern games just like fail to replicate. Maybe because they do try to replicate that instead of innovating on their own a bit more. And I think that's like part of the problem is like generally like a lot of the games don't try to innovate, but they try to replicate what's already been successful, and they're missing that like spark, I guess, the inspiration, let's call it. And that's why like games like Planescape and again Deus Ex, System Shock, most of anything that Bullfrog ever made, they were like they kind of like became timeless. I also think that it's because at the time they all came out in some kind of like in a time where the technology and the innovation were kind of like in an equilibrium, that there was like a technology that was sufficient enough to express the extent of like the creator's vision, maybe. So it wasn't like nowadays when everyone's just like trying to get more pixels out of their graphic cards, or polygons even. And it wasn't like 20 years ago where most games haven't really like aged well. Like, fun fact, I was actually looking at doing some other games before Planescape, and one of those I was kind of hoping to do the Ultima series, and then I kind of realized that Ultima 1, 2, and 3 would be very hard to follow on stream if I were to manage to get them captured correctly, because they are like very old. Like Ultima 1 is from 1989. That's like way before Windows was even a thing. Yeah, so I guess like it's partially that everyone involved in this kind of like brought their A game, and partially because the time was just right to kind of like strike a balance between like the visual and the mechanical aspect of it. I mean, it's like no surprise that like most of this kind of like classics came out between 98 and 2000. Like Deus Ex was 99. This one was 99. System Shock 2 was 98. Like literally 1999 was like the best year for games in like a long time before and after. Hey, Halalinor is still here. Thank you again for the resub, by the way. Die while I still can.
Updated my journal.
I do not doubt your ability to rise from the dead. I do believe that every incarnation weakens your thoughts and memories. You claim you have lost your memory. Perhaps it is a side effect of countless deaths. If so, what more will you lose in successive deaths? If you lose your mind, you will not even know enough to realize that you cannot die. You shall truly be doomed. Countless deaths? How long has this been going on? I do not truly know, except that it has gone on long enough. Farewell,
I shall
Deonara.
wait for you in death's halls, my love.
Jesus. She smiles, but there is only sadness in it. She closes her eyes, and with an ethereal whisper, she fades. You back with me, Chief? You kind of drifted out on me there. No, I'm fine. Do you know who that spirit was? Eh? Spirit? That specter I was talking to. The woman. You were rattling your bone box with some woman? Where? Mort looks around excited. What did she look like? She was right on the top of the beer. Did you see her? No, you just kind of drifted out for a bit there. Just stood there, statue-like. I was a little worried you'd gone adult on me again. No, I'm fine, I think. Let's move on.
Done.
So yeah, we basically just got the ability to raise dead 3 times per rest, which is kind of nice. To be honest here, you sub for a year at a time. Wait, what? Yeah, I mean, that's like much appreciated. Don't no need to like worry about it though. I am more than happy to have everyone just like hang out and, you know, give me a chance to do silly voices and like laugh about it a little bit. It's like, this is like mostly about the laughs and ruining my voice, but mostly about the laughs. Yep, my voice is gonna sound awful tomorrow. Also, we need to speak to Soego before we leave. I just remembered. But we also need to do it without getting caught by the guards. Let's see if we can kind of like aggro him, I guess. Is it 12 months up for that? Yeah, seriously, you don't really need to do that. There we go. You see a tired-looking man in a black robe. His narrow face is extremely pale, and he doesn't look as if he's been sleeping. His shoulders are slumped, and the flesh sags loosely beneath his bloodshot eyes. He looks so lost in thought he doesn't even notice you. Yeah, it's like important for later, by the way.
Updated my
Greetings. Greetings. Sorry. Let me like make it like ratty. Hold on. Greetings. The man turns to face you and makes a slight bow. You suddenly notice that his eyes aren't bloodshot so much that they have a red tinge to them. I am Soego. How may I... He suddenly seems to notice your scars and the corner of his mouth twitches. I'm sorry, Syrah. Are you lost? No, I'm not lost. I had some questions. I do not recall admitting you. Soego looks at you suspiciously, and his eyes gleam red in the light of the torches. May I ask what you are doing here? Hold on. So yeah, I don't think we can actually snap this guy's neck, because there is like a thing to him later on, but I'm not even gonna try. But there is like a way to bullshit through this guy, and that is, I'm here to see someone. Soego nods. Who are you here to see? I would be more than happy to direct you. I am here to see Deonara. Deonara? There is a woman by that name interned in the Norwest Memorial Hall. Is that who you are looking for? Yes. Can you tell me what happened to her? I do not know, but she has been here for quite some time. Her father might know what befell her. He visits her from his offices in the upper ward frequently. It was his wish that she be placed in the memorial hall here. Thank you for the directions. I will go pay my respects. Soego nods, and his mouth twitches again. He doesn't even seem to be aware of it. Return when you have paid your respects, and I will unlock the front gate for you. It is after 9 bells, so you'll have to leave as soon as you conclude your business. Thank you. I will return. Yep. But we don't really need to... Ooh. No, never mind. Yeah, we can actually outrun the guard. There is like a benefit to getting the Dustman cloak here, but we don't really need it because we can get another one at their bar later on. By convincing some guy or another to do some things. But in the meantime, we are done with the tutorial level. So, remember what the anarchist guy said about having a crooked bone thing? This is how portals work in this universe. When you have the key for them, as Deonara said, could be anything. It could be like a happy memory, it could be a tune you whistle, it could be something you ate last Tuesday. It could be the way the light kind of like refracts through a prism. It could be, I don't know, like making a gesture and like jumping on one foot. But when that happens, we get the telltale sign of portals. And basically portals usually form when there's like a gateway shape. So like arches, doors, anything that you can go through. And then we get this lovely particle effect thing and the portal cursor. So we'll go in here. We run away. Uh-oh. And there's like some shadows here. What are these shadows? I wonder what. So basically, I could have kind of like talked Soego into letting me exit from the front door, but this way we get a rest location, which we don't really need, to be honest, but it's nice to have the option, and we also get a few items, the supplies that the anarchists have for their agent. And we also learn that, like, one of the anarchists' names. I don't remember if there's like anything else to pick up here. Yeah, that's fine. So let's see, the note says, this note has been written with remarkable penmanship upon the finest parchment. Vaxis, if you are reading this, then you have undoubtedly failed in your task and have been forced to use the escape route I arranged. I told you that your little disguise idea was ridiculous. In any case, you'll need to lay low for a while. The dustmen may be deluded, but they are not fools, and they will certainly seek retribution for our intrusion. I've left you some coins. Use them to secure a hiding place in the hive, preferably at Rackpigger Square. The dustmen will be unwilling to look for you there. Once you have secured a new hiding place, I have a new mission for you. Find out where Farod is getting those bodies he's delivering to the mortuary. It's apparently causing the dustmen a great deal of upset, and I wouldn't mind knowing myself. Reports are that some stone-faced dustman in the Gathering Dust Bar, Initiate Emmerich I think the fool's name is, has been sending out finders to try and mark Farod's movements. See if you can find out how far along he is and hinder his efforts until we know more about Farod's activities. I don't want Emmerich finding something before we do. Ooh. So yeah, we can actually rest here, and I'm trying to remember what the rest icon was. Hold on. There we go. And here is Sigil, City of Doors. Dum dum dum. And we can come back and rest. It's like preferable to wait until like daytime. There you go. So yeah, this is Sigil, and sadly this is also where I need to call the stream for tonight, because it's like 12:30 already, and I need to go present myself for army service tomorrow. Well, actually just like get renewed on that, but it's kind of unfortunate that I would love to stream a bit longer this, but we're gonna do it on like Thursday and Friday, so don't worry, we will like get to see what happens after this. In the meantime, I hope everyone enjoyed me doing stupid voices. Wait, it keeps individual quick saves? Oh, that's not good. It's gonna like fill up my... There you go. There's like a lot of things to do, even in like the first area. It's kind of like big-ish. So yeah, we're kind of like gonna need to, you know, take our time here. So hope everyone enjoyed. Since we do have a few people around, I'm going to see if we can raid someone. Thanks for the stream. Thank you for hanging out, and hope you you enjoyed all the silly voices. And thanks for the follow as well. Who do we have that is live? Let me check like Discord maybe. I would be. Hold on, what's that? Oh, nice. Mikey Venture. Okay, that's good. Didn't get to hear much of the silly voice. I mean, yeah, it's kind of like what's his name? The nameless one doesn't really have like a what's it called? The nameless one doesn't really have like a much range. It's kind of like a very gravelly voice overall, but the problem is that like I'm actually already like ruined my voice with that. So like lovely, yay. I mean, like since we have Rooks here, I know you'd probably like enjoy it. Let's go for a blank character to infinite place. Yeah, but the problem is that he has his own voice already. That's the thing. All of them do. He's like nameless one, but he does have a voice actor for some of the lines. So I can't actually just like put my own spin on the voice. And to be honest, I can't actually think of a better voice than the one he already has. Well, yeah, he's a blank slate in like stat-wise, but he does have his voice already. But anyway, since Rox is here, we can go raid Athenil, who is another fellow Mellow fellow that does Dead by Daylight at the moment. I think you'll probably like enjoy it. Imagine him having a deep voice. Yeah, I mean, he's kind of like the immortal one that's been alive for like forever. We will see more about this later. There's like tomorrow's stream, I'm planning on going into the tombs for one, which is kind of an important location, which we get like a bit of backstory and like the Gathering Dust bar as well. As it was in a really fleshed out history. Yes, he's like got like decades of history, like millennia of history even. But yeah, let's go raid Athenil. Doing Dead by Daylight to say hi. I don't think I've actually ever like raided here before, so that's like kind of like nice. As for me, I'm gonna go get some rest because I have to go out of town tomorrow, which sucks. And I'll see you all around tomorrow at around the same time for more Planescape. Until then, have a very pleasant rest of the day, night, or regional equivalent, and I'll see you around soon. Goodbye.